But it just sucks that like all these states are legalizing it, but the federal.
Well, if Andrew Yang becomes president, he's going to legalize it.
Oh.
You heard of Andrew Yang? He's an Asian guy running for president.
I have heard of him.
His main thing is he wants to give everybody $1,000 a month.
Oh,
paid
hell yeah. Dang. Okay. A month. You got my vote.
Check him out.
Okay.
I actually work for the campaign.
What? Dang.
Well, I work with them, not necessarily for them.
That's cool. No, this is cool.
Well, with that being said, I actually do a lot of the social media stuff. You wouldn't mind if I put that little reaction on social media, would you?
I don't mind.
Well, I'm just because I do have a camera.
Oh, hey! Yay! Thank you for doing it again! Walking Blessed 79 on IG. Holla at you guys!
There's the future Yang Gang.
Yes, Yang Gang! Yang Gang 2020.
All right, well, unfortunately, we're here.
Oh,
so
already?
Yeah,
we just started talking about Yang. I'm like, thank
but
you.
look it up. Look them up.
Okay,
Google.
we
Google
got
them.
him.
All
We
right.
got him now.
No
You the
problem.
best. Have a good
No
night,
problem.
okay?
You too.
Thank you. Maybe I should
Be
get out on
careful.
your
Well,
side.
be
I'm kind of
careful.
afraid. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I might just get ran over.
Oh, well, be careful. Yeah, right in through those doors.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You said right over here. Who is Yang 2020? Because I got a picture from the other day.
Oh, wow. Well, he told he's running for president. His main thing is he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 years old $1,000 a month.
Oh, I love that.
Well, there you go. And basically paid for by the major tech companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon that aren't paying taxes right now. Put on what's called a valued added tax.
Okay.
And, have it work that way. He's got a lot of other plans too, and a lot of other things. He was just here in Vegas not that long ago. He'll be coming back in November.
Yeah, they texted me
You
and I
can
was
keep
like,
it if you want, or I can give you this if you want.
oh yeah, I'll take this. I was like, oh, I'm really
Yeah,
cool.
right now,
Yeah, they texted me last night or 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm heading to bed right now.
The Yang Gang is persistent. I mean, to be honest, I kind of work with their campaign.
Okay.
So I shoot a lot of videos. Like, are you on Facebook or Twitter?
Yeah.
Or,
I'm on all of them.
well, if you remember my name,
Okay.
Burke. Burke. And then if you just do the numeral 4,
Okay.
and then Yang, his last name. If you just put in the hashtag into Google, hashtag, you got to use the hashtag, otherwise you won't find it. But if you do the hashtag and then Burke or Yang, there's a couple hundred videos that I've shot. So, you can watch.
I totally understand that. No, yeah, you're good.
But I always want to ask. I never do it without asking. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, I just like people just to go out and Google themselves.
Yeah.
He does have the most fun on the campaign compared to other people. I actually got him another thing that not too many people have seen. It didn't go viral, but have you heard about him skateboarding? Oh, well, he did a skateboarding thing, and it went kind of viral, and the late night talk shows picked it up and all that, but he fell at the very end.
Oh, that sucks.
I got another one where he did it successfully, and you know what an ollie is, where you jump it? He pulled it off successfully. So it's on my YouTube. And on Facebook. And on Twitter.
I used to Twitter. Well, one of my old jobs was like, "Hey, can you be our social media Twitter person?" Sure. That's all.
Yeah, we're called the Yang Gang, and if you put in Vegas Yang Gang,
that's awesome.
if you put in Vegas Yang Gang, it you see a lot of stuff too. A lot of stuff on here. So am I coming into here somewhere?
Just further up.
Okay. Yeah, his name's Andrew Yang. His main thing that he wants, you guys might like this, one thing he wants to legalize marijuana federally. And anybody also that got arrested for a non-offensive marijuana charge federally, he wants to release it on April 20th, 4/20. But the main thing he's going for is he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 years old $1,000 a month. It's called freedom dividend. And basically paid for by the big tech corps. You know, Google, Amazon, Facebook. But we call a value-added tax on it. So, and that's how we basically plan on getting the money. You never heard of him?
Not really. From the Green Party or what?
No, he's no, he's a Democrat.
Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 18th in the polls. Now he's like between 4th and 6th.
Really?
You know, yeah. So he's got a lot of stuff. I mean, you should Google him and check it out. You know?
It's crazy. I just checked this thing. I was like, whatever.
But he's not a politician. That's like one of his other things.
It's con.
But he's not like Trump either. He's not a reality TV star.
I don't know where we're headed, but we'll see. The next few years should either make us or break us.
Yeah. So what do you think about everybody getting $1,000 a month? Good idea, bad idea?
I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be pros and cons to that too. It's like, where are we gonna get the money? Taxpayers gonna give it to them?
Well, no. it's they're gonna put on what's called a value-added tax on basically the big tech corps, because they're already paying like zero in taxes. And everywhere else in the world, they pay what's called a value-added tax.
Yeah.
And what he's proposing is doing half of what they ask for in Europe, so that way they don't want to like move to Europe or something. So it's still cheaper to be here.
Yeah.
But, and we're one of the only countries that don't have a value-added tax. So that's how it'll pay for it. That, and who knows, you might put a small tax on marijuana when you legalize it, and that'll probably pay for it by itself.
So yeah, it's $1 billion industry, but
pretty much.
Still,
and then
like
also,
trillions, man. Our government owes trillions. Like,
well, the other thing though, as far as
$1 trillion,
how he'll pay for it is, you can't get that and like food stamps and like the welfare.
Yeah.
So it's either one or the other. Now with welfare and stuff, you know, you got to report, you got to tell them where you work, what you're doing. With this thing, no questions asked. You can spend it on
whatever
car repairs. You can spend it on gambling. You take the whole thing down and put it on black you know, and do what you want to do.
I mean, regardless, it's gonna be a cycle. You're gonna get it back.
Well, yeah, it'll
forward and back.
And especially smaller towns, like towns that only have a population of like 12,000, 15,000 people. Everybody there started getting extra money. The small towns, they, you know, flourish. People can go to the little stores and buy stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's good overall, but it'll be iffy.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, but I don't think it can get too much worse.
We'll see about that one too.
Yeah, well, I guess it could, sure. Watch what I say. If you guys are interested in like legalizing weed and all that, you should definitely check these out. The guy, he's running for president, and one of the things he wants to legalize weed, but the other nicer thing is he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies. You know,
what's the catch though?
Not really much of a catch. I mean, depending on what you know.
So what do you mean?
any allowance from the government?
Well, you consider it more like a dividend for all your information being sold. Every time you click on Google or Amazon or make a purchase or go on Facebook and like a picture of a dog, and then all of a sudden you start getting ads for dog food and all this stuff. You know, that's your information being sold, and people making billions and trillions of dollars on it. He just feels that you should get a little bit of that slice back. You know, that's what it's for. A lot of people don't. The media don't like talking about him. So, you know, I actually kind of work with the campaign. If you haven't guessed, this is my side just little hustle or whatever.
Yeah. Like tanks in?
Yeah, they got a whole military shop there. It's pretty cool. You can also go and you can fire like large caliber weapons and stuff.
Ready to go to war, motherfucker.
$2 a bullet. No, just, you know, check them out, Google them, you know, that's all I ask.
Shit, are these the barracks too?
No, these are part of the hotel.
Shit, kind of like barracks.
Of the,
Shit.
see, where your guys' adventures, this gate right here, that's the back end of it. So we're essentially here. Now it's just sitting in traffic and getting around to the front.
Yeah, I mean, probably walk.
That's totally your guys' call. Let me pull
Walk
over
from
though,
here?
because, well, I mean, I'm not saying you should, but I'm just telling you.
No,
that
in the back, because I don't think there's an entrance in the back, but like, you know what I mean? Like, once you hit
yeah,
that
but
right,
that's like employee kind of thing.
close as entrance.
Are you guys on social media?
Not really.
Not really?
Straight young fat.
Yeah.
We're nomads, you know, man. Call me Boomer.
I'm glad you do it, but it's just social media. It's cool to say no. Would you mind if I posted any of this little conversation on social media? Me just telling you that Andrew Yang exists.
Yeah, no, sure, of course.
Okay, cool. Well, I never do it without asking permission. So, oh no problem. I think that's wrong if people don't ask. You know.
Is he a native from what state?
He was actually born in like New York. He was a lawyer for a short time, like 3 months, but he was pretty unhappy about it. Then he became basically an entrepreneur, but he started a company called Venture for America, which was basically a company that helped farm entrepreneurs in low-income areas. You know, so it basically helped them get funding and money and all that kind of stuff for it. You turn in this side. I see what they're doing.
You won't get a ticket.
Yeah, because it's having us run a red light. Do this kind of part-time, and you ever heard of Andrew Yang?
Andrew Yang. I know Andrew Yang.
The one who's running for president?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with his campaign.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm a big supporter of his.
You are?
Yeah, I like his design, and I know where he's coming from when it comes to the whole entire automation taking over.
Cool.
It's
Glad to meet another fellow Yang Yanger.
Yeah.
You never know.
I've been rooting for both Yang and Tulsi. You know, it's like one of those two I'm so happy with.
Hopefully Yang.
I do personally like her reform on the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
Which, good God, we need to take care of. Being in the military, I definitely know that direction.
I do some social media stuff for him.
Say what?
I do social media stuff.
Oh, nice. That's like my friend Chris. He does video editing and CGI. There's a lot of media stuff.
Now, that being said, you wouldn't mind if, since you're a fellow Yang Ganger, if I put you on social media?
Sure, yeah.
I do the camera right here.
Okay, thanks.
Well, it's for security, but you know.
Oh, no, right,
But my secondary, if people are cool with it, I always ask. I never do anything without asking.
Oh, of course, yeah. I know how that works in the industries. Heck yeah.
Fellow Yang Ganger.
Yeah.
Are you on social media yourself?
Just Facebook. I don't do too
I have a
terrible
pretty
much.
big pretty big Facebook group.
Heck
It's,
yeah.
it's videos and pictures of and with Andrew Yang.
Nice.
And that's pretty much what it is. For the most part. But yeah.
I gotta admit though, it's like we are definitely facing an era that we need a massive reform right now with our economic system, because it's required, because we're gonna definitely be going in that direction.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Industries
automation,
have not to.
people say it's not, like it's already here. Walk into a McDonald's.
Oh, right.
You know? Me, I go to Burger King all the time. I don't talk to them. I do it through my phone. It's paid for. I just say my name when I come up there. They hand it to me, and I'm good to go.
Right.
We're picking somebody else up.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, wait, this isn't where I'm going. Well, according to them, they're supposed to be right here, but who knows?
Alright, we'll see.
Taxi, rideshare, pick up the dog. Works for me.
Yeah, but I'm doing all this industry stuff to get into designing permaculture designs that include technology that still work within the parameters of ecological standards.
Mouthful.
Yeah. Permaculture is using the ecological system in its own right to do more of the work than the farmer themselves. You create like a food forest.
There you go. Oh, this is not right.
Yeah. Medicare, yes, that would be wonderful. Because then it's like Medicare for all, because that means it would keep people off the streets. In a way, you know, because there's some people who have no family, or family doesn't want to take care of them.
Right.
And dude, the things that you see in a nursing home, it's not a nursing home, in a rehab or long-term care, you're like, shoot. Like, I get why, oh man.
But yeah, definitely, I mean, you can keep that.
Alright.
And, you know, definitely give them a Google, have a look.
You know what I can't believe myself I did? I was like, dude, I was able to transfer from someone who was 500 pounds from a bed to a wheelchair. And a wheelchair to a bed. I was shocked. I'm 5'5".
I don't think I could do it.
5'5".
5'9",
And I had to
yeah.
use a Hoyer lift, like something to lift them.
Right.
But 500
Oh,
pounds.
well, that's cheating.
Yeah, it may be cheating, but you gotta, like, you know, you have to set him up. You have to.
I know, actually, my dad's best friend is living with us right now, and he had a stroke.
Oh,
So I'm kind of very familiar with it. Like,
oh, man.
a couple, once a week or so, he'll fall down or whatever, and I
that's
literally, me and my
dangerous.
dad and my girlfriend have to pick him up.
And there's like, and you have to, what is that word? They always say use proper body mechanics because your back will like throw out.
No, I'm
like, oh no. I hope he's okay because stroke is hard.
Yeah, well, he's turned kind of bitter, but otherwise he's
No,
okay.
he needs to like for that attitude has changed, and diet, and then, you know, just like arm exercises, something to like keep them moving. Because once you're stagnant, I notice, like, especially those like people who's been there for a long time, once you're stagnant, it becomes really bad.
I hear you. So just right around.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, no
I didn't mean to talk a lot.
Oh, no, actually, with that being said, I do some of the social media stuff for Andrew Yang. Would you mind if I used a little clip of giving you the pamphlet and putting it on social media?
The clip? What do you mean?
This one, the camera that fell off.
Sure. Why not?
I always ask. I never do
Why
without
not?
asking. But thank
But
you.
why not though? Because it's like when I see, it's a little forward.
Okay.
Because it's I get why I think, what is it? Education and health insurance should be for everyone.
Oh, well, I'll
The
definitely.
poor streets.
No, I mean, that's.
All right.
You have a wonderful day, and thank you.
Thank you.
And enjoy.
Oh, okay. Let me grab.
Make sure you got
my
everything.
stuff. I have all my stuff.
Oh, don't worry, I'm in no
Pens, my
hurry.
pencils. All right, cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Another one. This game video stuff is easy. Just gonna have to edit that.
started thinking about my retirement and my
go.
funeral and my obituary. It's like, here lies Hannah. She did the best she could in life, irregardless what shit has been thrown at her.
Sounds like you need the freedom dividend.
Oh my gosh.
You heard about that?
What?
Oh, the freedom dividend?
Oh yeah, maybe that might help. But no, I never heard of that, but that sounds good too.
It's somebody who's running for president. He wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
Oh, I would love that.
Just for being over 18.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
This is him. He's a Democrat.
Mr. Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
2020. Oh.
You have a lot of policies behind that. It's kind of my other job. I work with his campaign.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But yeah, yeah, please do. I mean, just Google him. He's got all kind of. Are you on social media at all?
Funny story, I'm not. You know, when you have family that's very nosy, you're like, all right, that's it. I'm cutting everything. I have nosy family. I have a very nosy family. So I'm like, I love you guys, but I don't like all you guys.
Wow.
It's just,
I hear you.
yeah.
It's just, you have a lot of stuff on YouTube and Facebook and whatever.
Check it out.
All that kind of fun stuff.
Does it have to do? I hope that he's doing something about, long-term, like nursing homes.
Well, he is doing stuff for as far as medical. He does have a lot of things on his website. He does have a lot of, things as far as prescription medications.
Oh my God, yes.
Being way too much and being taken advantage of people. And
I feel so bad. Sometimes you look at them and you're like, dude, this is their life. Props to, you know what, I don't know how, I don't mean to be mean, but to me it's like thinking like, what's the point of living? I don't,
all
I
you're
really,
doing is
no,
paying
you know,
bills,
it's like, yes, there's that will to live, but it's the quality and the dignity and respect of life.
Right.
That's the reason why I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna go. I have decided where I'm making a plan now. I want a nursing home in Arizona, watching the sunset, hitting the rocks, and as I die slowly, surrounded by the animals I love, and pictures, and a morphine drip. And a morphine drip.
There you go. And at the end, just let me just undrip it into our
I know, just that slow drip, and I want to hit, and I always want to have that orange. As I watch that orange sunset, cool breeze. And if I could, a nice cold beer. A nice cold beer. That's how I want to die. And quiet.
You don't mind me asking, do you like working for Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah? Would you say your job would be easy to be automated away? Like, do you think a robot or something could do your job? You ever heard of Andrew Yang? He's a Democrat running for president. That's one of the things he talks about a lot is automation. And he actually brings up like Amazon quite a bit of how they're basically, soaking up a whole bunch of jobs. And that a lot of on that stuff, a lot of it can be automated away and having like robots and stuff doing it. The next one. Right over here. Now his big thing is he wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month. Basically paid for by the big tech companies.
You can just drop me off.
Okay. This is him if you're interested. I actually work a little bit with his campaign doing social media stuff. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Just had a quick question. It's fine if you say no. Is it all right if I post it on social media that I gave you that little thing? All right, cool. Because there's a camera here. I just wanted to. I don't want to do anything without asking.
Yes.
Well, have a great day, man. Please Google them.
Thank you.
No problems. Have a good one. Amazon, huh?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Andrew Yang?
Andrew Yang?
Yeah.
No.
He's a Democrat running for president. One of his big things is he talks about Amazon and like Google and Facebook a lot. As far as how they're like soaking up all the jobs and all the like shutting down small businesses and stuff.
Oh, really?
He actually wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
Oh, wow. But a whole lot of people would choose that.
Resources are low.
You get that.
They basically want to put on what's called a value-added tax on the companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook. Basically, at half the market of the Europeans do. And basically, you know, like a dividend is, right? Like when you buy stocks and you get a dividend.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of the same sort of thing. His idea is that these major tech companies give a dividend to the American people.
Oh, that's cool.
Of $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. There's 2 requirements for getting the money. You have to be over the age of 18. Well, it's 3 requirements. You have to be over the age of 18. You have to be a U.S. citizen, and you have to currently not be incarcerated in jail.
Oh, well then, I'm getting out 1,000 here.
So that's it. Now, even if you were like a felon, and you're in prison, and you get out, as soon as you get out of prison, you get your money.
That's cool.
So, but yeah.
We'll be definitely looking into that.
Yeah, we'll definitely Google them.
Yeah.
You know. But that being said, I actually do work a little bit with his like social media stuff.
Oh, really?
Would you mind if I put a clip of that, of me telling you that on social media?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Because I got a camera right here. I mean, I have it always for security and stuff, but I never do it without asking somebody. So.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah, definitely check them out. The news doesn't like talking about him too much. They're just starting to, but he's definitely gaining momentum. I think he'll win just because people want that $1,000.
Yeah.
And if you already get like SSI or something, you get it on top of it. If you already get retirement money, you get it on top of it.
Oh, that's cool.
So. Oh God. Any thoughts on the next president?
It's weird. Like it could be like the unelectable force versus the impeachable object, depending on who the Democrats choose. And if they can get him out, like it might be I hope it's not fucking Biden as the Democratic candidate versus Pence. Keep himself as clean as he can be next to Trump.
Milestone achieved. Sector scan.
One of his campaign promises. He definitely drained the swamp in Washington, right through the drain that was his office.
Yeah.
It was like 27 convictions. I think he only has one original cabinet member left from when he was sworn in. And that's the dude too young to commit a crime.
Have you heard of Andrew Yang?
What's that?
Have you heard of Andrew Yang?
Yeah.
What do you think of him?
If he kind of shot himself in the foot with one of his campaign promises, but I like some of his ideas.
Which one do you think he shot himself in the foot with?
The way he proposed the minimum basic income.
Freedom dividend?
Yeah.
$1,000 a month.
The thing where he said if he gets elected, he'll do a trial lottery for it.
I never heard that.
It was a few weeks ago, and
He's doing a trial thing. Not if he gets elected. He's doing it already. As far as he's giving it to like 10 different families. It's sort of like, call it a pilot program, but just sort of a thing. But he's doing that through his campaign. It's not like it's not a
that's
lottery.
even worse.
It's not like a lottery thing.
That's even worse. Like that's if he has a bad lawyer and his opponents gather up a very good, like Johnny Cochran type shyster lawyer, he can get put away for campaign bribery.
Well, from what I understand, they were pretty confident with their wording on how they did it. I mean, they have a small army of lawyers working on it on their side too. Don't forget.
Right.
You know, and obviously they knew it was going to be controversial. I mean, obviously that's one of the reasons why he probably did it.
Yeah.
I can't speak for him, of course, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling they probably crossed their T's and dotted their I's.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
What do you think about it in premise as far as if it were successful?
It's an idea that like I was banging around in my own head for a little bit, like how to. Like, my way of funding it is just by legalizing drugs and slapping the sin tax on it all.
I think you should do that because he wants to go after some of the big tech companies and then some other stuff, and then also you can't get that with food stamps and so forth. But I think additional, he should just put a tax on marijuana, alcohol, and tobacco. And between those three things and the other stuff he's already going to do, he's got it covered. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, to like earn a little bit of the vote of the Bible Belt to make it 10%, flat 10% like a fucking tithe. Then it's this. Then you call it the sin tax to get their vote. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs, strip clubs, firearms.
Well, firearms. I mean, you're gonna, thing with firearms, they're the liars.
Gambling. Yeah, you just hit flat 10% on it, and that way, like, you legalize it, and it's something that our current administration, like, and I mean Congress, doesn't like doing, but an apportioned tax, where percentages of it are already distributed, not like to a general fund for them to give earmarks to. For the people that complain, well, what about the children? Well, here's what we're going to do. 25% of it's going to pay for fucking education. Up to bachelor's degree. It'll do it. Another 25%, we're going to say, oh, there's going to be so much crime and fucking crackheads lighting their houses on fire. Another 25% goes to emergency services, police and fire. Police, fire, and EMTs. Another, wondering how we're going to pay for universal health care. Another 25% of it's going to go directly to hospitals. And then the other 25% is so you can have your cocaine parties in Congress. It's slush funds. You can give it to whoever your fucking donors are to shut the fuck up. Use it to fix roads. Use it to fucking buy yourself another house. Whatever. You get 25% of 10% of drug sales. All right? And then you just treat all drugs like, I don't care what it is. If you crack, if you crocodile, I don't care. You legalize it, and that way you can regulate.
You did want to criminalize marijuana and opiates. That's something the NBA did have as one of his things that he was wanting
Because
to
at this
do.
point, like medically,
And basically make it so it's no longer a crime if you're addicted
That way
to
they can
heroin
research
and
it.
stuff. Well, so they can research it, and also people that want help on opium and stuff, they can get it.
Yeah.
And not have the stigma put on them of being a criminal at that point.
yeah. And it's got to the point with on the medical end with the opiates, where like straight up, what is it? The medical grade heroin. What do they call it? Morphine. Where morphine is safer than hydrocodone. Because all hydrocodone does is it makes your body metabolize morphine. But based on your genetic makeup, everybody metabolizes it differently. So there's no standardized dosage.
Well, I mean, to be honest, hydrocodones killed my mother's liver and eventually her.
Yeah.
And that's because she had other problems where they kept throwing, this was back in the 90s and the 80s, they kept just throwing Vicodins at her like it was candy, and it killed her liver.
Hydrocodone, like the same size pill, like could get me fucked up on my ass for like a week, where with you it wouldn't phase you.
I'm the kind of person, I had bad teeth for a while, and if I take more than 2 of those, I'm in the bathroom throwing up. So.
I do a lot of conventions and Caesars, and we had a medical convention that was, they brought like a DEA agent and a member of the FDA, and they were talking about this shit. And like it hits African Americans and I believe Asians the hardest because their body doesn't. I think Asians under metabolize the hydrocodone, and Africans over metabolize it. So a 100 milligram pill might make your body generate a full gram of morphine, where it might make an Asian generate a 20th of a gram of morphine. Like just based on how the body is it comes from the Middle East and Asia, so it's just part of their environment, so they have a natural resistance to it, where it doesn't grow in Africa. Like they're immune to malaria, not heroin. That's what sickle cell anemia is. It's a resistance to malaria. So it's one of the most recent mutations that humanity has. It's one of those ones where it's both beneficial and detrimental at the same time. Another one is the ability to digest dairy in your military. Only if your ancestors, like a couple thousand years ago, like domesticated cattle, you have a chance of being lactose tolerant. Like, lactose intolerance in adulthood is the human standard. Lactose tolerant people are the mutants. It was an evolutionary advantage to be able to digest dairy in adulthood because it was a new ready food source. Another one is immunity to the plague and or AIDS. The bubonic plague and HIV attack the body the same way. They hijack your red blood cells, or white blood cells, and write them to your lymph nodes. People that survived Black Death had a mutation that either makes them a typhoid Mary, where their body can't flush it, but their blood cells absorb the plague bacteria and lock it in. So they just have infected blood, but they can pass it to others, but they can't spread through their body. So eventually it just dies off in the body. Where if you have both copies of the gene, they can't even hijack your blood cells. You just piss it out. And like if your ancestors came from an area that was hit hard by the plague, there's like a 10% chance that you have the gene. It was found in the late 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, when there was, like, at the height of the gay AIDS epidemic, where like this one gay dude in San Francisco, but all his boyfriends were dying of AIDS, and he was shooting heroin with them and fucking unprotected sex, and he was clean, and wanted to know, why am I not dead? And they did a genetic screening on him and found out, yeah, there's that mutation, and they traced it back, and that's the closest hypothesis to where it came from. are three most recent mutations, three most recent evolutions. Dairy, fuck AIDS, and fuck malaria.
So what else are you looking for in the president?
With Yang, the thing I liked that attracted me most in his platform was the value-added tax. I had to do some research on it, but I like the idea, especially if it applies to my line of work. To fuck these goddamn pimps that run the labor.
You want to ask what you do?
What's that?
What field you're in?
I'm a stagehand.
Oh, okay.
So the middlemen companies that pimp out stagehands to production companies, because the casinos don't want to hire stagehands directly because they don't want the liability of insurance.
Right.
And it keeps them low. Their employee numbers low, puts them in a different tax bracket.
So how do you think the value-added tax will benefit?
It encourages employers to pay more because they have to pay less taxes. Because how it works is with goods, if it's meant to stick it to the middlemen that jack up prices on goods. Like if they buy the thing for $1 and sell it for 10, they have to pay tax on that $9 they raise the price. So if Encore is charging $100 and paying us $30, they have to pay tax on $70. But if they pay us $50, they only have to pay back tax on $50, and we pay the income tax on the 50. So it encourages higher wages by putting the company in a lower tax bracket. So it's a win-win. Like you end up in a slightly higher tax bracket, but the percentages at the levels in which most labor companies pay and charge, the tax bracket is only a couple percentage, where the amount of profit they're making is a lot higher. So it's more of a savings on their end, and we end up with more take home.
Have you heard about the democracy dollars?
I saw it on his platform. Didn't look as hard into that.
It was basically to help sort of wash out the lobbyists, giving every American $100 that they could put towards any candidate they like.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to impress just a few lobbyists that might control $50,000, you'd much rather impress 1 million donors that have $100 each.
Right.
So do you have any opinions about that? Or?
Sounds like it's a way to use the system to fix the system, which is the true way to deal with lobbyists. Which it's not a true solution, but it's because I understand the original purpose of lobbyists. But like, you can just, if they get someone willing to pass a law that makes lobbying sedition and accepting lobbying money treason, and there you go.
That might be a stretch.
Yeah, but I have an idea that it's really extreme and requires like recalculating Congress, but you repopulate the House to where there's one representative per county, and the counties can combine and redirect. Like if they have more than 1 million people, they can split into 2 counties to get more votes for those people or whatever. But the county can't be less than, like, I'll say 100, maybe 200,000 or something like that. Like,
there are a lot of counties that'll fall underneath that less part.
Yeah, like those numbers can be negotiable. Like I haven't looked into the population of various counties. Like I only have the 2 counties I've lived in, Cook and the one we're in right now. Which both are a million.
Amazon, the one who's soaking up billions of dollars.
Yeah, you better hear about it freaking minute.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
To the left.
Yeah, which
Have you heard of Andrew Yang?
I don't think so.
No,
Is that the founder?
No. He's the guy running for president.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he wants to give every citizen of the United States $1,000 a month. And he
Serious?
basically wants the big companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook to pay for it.
That's tight, because they got the money.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Here's the cuter one. Amazon. You have absolutely fine if you say no, but I actually work with his campaign doing some social media stuff. Do you mind if I put the little clip where I just handed you the card on social media?
Wait, what's that?
I said I actually work with his campaign. Do you mind if I put the little clip of me handing you his card on the social media?
Oh yeah, if you want, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, good time, bro.
Keep going straight here.
Oh yeah, you can let me off right here.
All right. I think I'm going down the wrong way down a one-way
Yeah,
street.
it's like.
Oh well.
I said this place is weird. Shit, bro.
All right, no problem. Man. Have a good day. Is that everything? You don't eat your lunch.
Thank you.
All right. Drop him off at Amazon. Never heard of Andrew Yang. Now he's heard of Andrew Yang. He's got the card and he's going to consider it. The next one. Just out of curiosity, have you ever heard of a guy named Andrew Yang? Andrew Yang? He's running for president. He wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month. Paid for by the big tech companies, Google, Amazon, Facebook. Basically, because they don't pay any taxes. This is him.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, please Google him. I actually kind of work with his campaign.
Huh.
I do some social media stuff for him. But yeah, he's got like 120 something policies on his website.
Cool.
The news don't really want to talk about him too much. But he's an entrepreneur.
Surprising. They talk about everything.
Well, he's an entrepreneur, and you know he actually probably could compete with these big boys. So you know.
Right.
Are you on social media yourself?
Yes.
Or which ones?
Milestone achieved.
Facebook? Well, I have a couple of Facebook pages. I could definitely use an extra $1,000 a month. Turning into here. It's open. Left, right?
Yeah.
Left.
Sector scanned.
You know, snake around is what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Now, it's absolutely fine to say no, and I'll completely respect it. But would you mind if I put that little piece on social media?
I'll go
where
this way. This place is open.
Sorry.
Great. Do what? I'm sorry.
Oh, would you mind if I put that little piece where I gave you the business card on social media?
Sure.
Okay, because I have a camera right here.
Okay.
I never, ever, ever do it without asking. So, but cool. Well, if you remember, my name is your driver, Burke.
Burke.
If you do Burke, and then the numeral 4,
Okay.
and then Yang,
Okay.
I have a lot of Facebook pages and stuff like that you can look up.
Okay.
And if you like it, we're called the Yang Gang.
The Yang Gang.
Yeah, and,
Cute.
and there is a thing called the Vegas Yang Gang. If you like it, you can look it up on Facebook. I'm one of the admins. And he's actually coming here on the 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot of town halls and stuff with them, so.
Right. That's cool.
You just tell me when to stop.
I will tell you. Right when you get to that SUV that's on the very end, you can stop there. It's not long.
You have a fantastic time.
Thank you very much.
Try to get some rest before you do too much more moving.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright. And you got stuff in the house that I got here. If I were to buy the same house in the neighborhood that I left from, I couldn't find it for less than $1 million. And here I spent $260. You know, so can't compete. Maybe I'll get the freedom dividend and I won't have to worry about it too much.
Say that again?
I said maybe I'll get the freedom dividend and I won't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
No.
It's a guy running for president named Andrew Yang.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he wants to give every citizen in the United States over $1,000 a month. What do you think?
That's a tough one to pull off, I think. I mean, the idea is great, I guess, right? I mean, but can it come to fruition?
Well, I mean, he wants to go after the big tech companies, you know, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and well, put what's called a value added tax. Not hard necessarily. It's half of what the European rate would be. You know, when they do the same business in Europe, they have to pay that. And if they're doing it here now, they'll paying half of what they pay in Europe. So, I mean, it's not like they can complain and like try to move. You know. So. No, actually, I work with his campaign.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, doing a lot of social media stuff. Are you on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram? The only one I'm not on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just doing my business.
Right. Well, right now, Andrew Yang is my business. Always my side. There are a lot of guys usually not like this at all, especially in this part of town. You got that kind of money to burn.
Right?
I haven't received my freedom dividend yet.
Huh?
Well, I said I haven't received my freedom dividend yet.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? With the guy running for president named Andrew Yang, he wants to give every citizen of the United States $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, the media doesn't like talking about him.
Oh, wow.
But no, he's I mean, this is him actually right here.
Oh.
That's one of his little flyers.
I was wondering what all this was back here. I was like,
Oh.
okay. Huh.
Yeah, he wants to do that and a lot of other things. I mean, he's got a lot of different plans and a lot of different things. He's worried about automation, taking away people's jobs. You know, you can keep that for
Okay,
You know, worry about automation basically taking over people's jobs. I mean, even here in Vegas, Lyft and stuff have self-driving cars.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that.
True. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, are they mixed just because you don't think they're safe yet? Or
Yeah,
because
I'm nervous about
yeah.
that.
But, I mean, what, 30, 40 years ago, people were really, really nervous about microwave ovens. You know, I mean, so, I mean, it is going to happen. It is coming.
Yeah.
So, but he just feels that's one of the reasons why the freedom dividend is there, is to kind of help the people that, you know, it's for everybody. It's for
That's definitely
over 18.
Especially they're trying to put robots in the casinos too.
They already have that in
Resources are
the
limited.
bartenders. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And GM already has robot. I mean, people think it's sort of like, oh, this is a cool robot. But no, this is just the very beginning of soon you won't be able to find a human to be able to help you.
Like, how are we gonna make ends meet? We're gonna have some kind of like human contact, like, you know, conversation. Oh boy. I'll read up more on this guy, definitely.
That's all I ask. So waiting to hear, right?
Yeah.
Now, I do a little bit of a social media stuff. I don't know if you're on social media at all.
I try to stay away from it, but I mean, yeah.
It's completely fine if you say no, but do you mind if I put a little clip of me just telling you about him?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Is it on Facebook?
Yeah, either Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. Those are the only ones I deal with. I don't have Instagram.
Okay. What's the name on Facebook?
It would be the best way to find all my stuff is, you know my name, Burke?
Burke? Oh, can you go straight down
sure.
and then make a right so I can have my son get these bags?
Oh, I hear that. the best way to Google where you find all my stuff is go just to straight Google, put in a hashtag, you know, the little tic-tac-toe sign,
Okay.
and then Burke, B-U-R-K-E, then just the numeral 4.
Number 4?
Yeah, number 4.
Okay.
And then Yang, his last name, Y-A-N-G. And hit enter, and you should have a whole bunch of stuff come up.
Okay. Burke Anderson?
Yep, that's me.
Oh.
That's me. So that's me. Feel free to, you know, look it over, look at my stuff, and, you know, if it's cool,
Okay.
you know. He's going to be here on the 17th. He's doing a big thing at the Bellagio.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so
I'll check him out,
is
definitely.
that your son?
Yeah.
Okay. We're called the Yang Gang.
Yang Gang?
Yeah. And if you go to Google, you can Google or Facebook Vegas Yang Gang. They have a group. I'm one of the admins in there. You know, if you want to join, then, you know, I'll let you in. And if you want, you know, like I said, they're doing a big thing on the 17th. It's going to be a concert and everything, like it's a Rio.
Nice.
And it should be free. So you can get it all through the Facebook website.
I'm going to learn more about him first.
Wonderful. No, that's the smart way to do
I
it.
don't want to go in there like,
No, I hear you.
I don't know much about it.
I hear you.
You could have like not have a cup when you're grabbing the bag. Well, you're grabbing all the bags.
I got
No,
4
I've been at
kids.
work all day, so there you go. Thank you.
No problem.
So sorry.
Oh no, I got 4 kids myself.
Okay, cool. Thank you. There you go. Have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you for the information.
Oh, not a problem. Have a great night. And that's how we do it. So have you heard how to get $1,000 a month every month for the rest of your life?
Have I heard?
Yeah, how to do that?
No.
Right there in the door. Paper?
Should I just go to the website?
Well, it's somebody who's running for president. If he gets elected president, his name's Andrew Yang.
Sector scan.
What he wants to do is he wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month, every month, basically paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, all those big companies, because none of them are really paying any taxes. They want to put on what's called a value-added tax onto them, collect the money, and then put it onto there. The only way you wouldn't get it is, or you don't get it at the same time, is let's say hypothetically, you get food stamps. You get one or the other. You either get the $1,000 a month cash that you can spend on anything you want, or food stamps. No. Huh?
I don't have food stamps.
Right. Well, so, but and anybody can get it as long as you're over 18 and not in jail and a U.S. citizen. But he's got to get elected president first.
So he wants us to vote for him, basically.
Yes. And if we vote for him, then that's what he wants to do. He did want to do a lot of other things also, but that's just one of the major big things that he wants to do. Is it's called the freedom dividend. Are you familiar with like stocks? Like when you buy stocks in a big company,
Yeah.
like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, one of those things. Well, if the company makes a lot of money, they pay back their stockholders money. It's called a dividend. It's kind of the same thing. Like the companies or the country is making so much money, why not give the citizens back money? Not just, the rich few, but all of them.
Electrostatic dust storm approaching.
Yeah, that's basically it. I would just say Google. Are you on social media like Twitter, Facebook, all those things?
Yeah.
Because I have, I run a couple groups for them. I do some of their social media stuff.
What's your social media?
Well, the easiest way to find it is just go straight to Google. Just go straight to Google, and then put in a hashtag. The hashtag symbol.
Yeah.
And then Burke, B-U-R-K-E, and then the
B-U-R-K-E.
yeah, B-U-R-K-E, and then the numeral 4, just a 4, and then Yang, Y-A-N-G, which is this guy's last name. Hit enter or whatever, and then it should show you a whole bunch of videos and stuff. Come up with guy Burke Anderson.
Yeah.
That's me, yeah.
Okay, following.
Right on. Well, with that being said, I won't do it if you say no, but do you mind if I put up on social media me giving you the card and telling you about Andrew Yang?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I got a camera right here.
Yeah,
So,
that's fine.
okay, cool, thank you. You want to look on there? But I mean, if you're interested in him, if you like his ideas and stuff, this Sunday, the 17th, at the Rio, they're having like a free concert. It starts at like, I think noon, and it goes to like 2 or 3 or something like that. And then after that, they're walking over across the bridge to the Bellagio.
Sector scanned.
And then there's a big dinner where a whole bunch of the candidates are going to be. But I mean, well, to be honest, that dinner is pretty expensive. That's $200 to $2,000 a plate. Somebody's got to do it. Oh wait, that's what I'm doing right now. Well, it's one of my jobs. You ever heard of a guy named Andrew Yang?
Yeah, I know Yang.
Yeah?
Yang Gang.
Well, yeah. Well, I do a lot of work for the Yang Gang. That's what I do. So are you with like the Vegas Yang Gang, or?
I like the idea.
You know he's coming here on Sunday.
Yeah.
He'll be here in Vegas. They're kind of like a party event. It's free. It's at the Rio.
What time?
I believe it starts at noon, and it goes till like either 2 or 4. I know.
I'll be at work, man.
Yeah, till 4 o'clock. Then he goes to the Bellagio, where quite a few of the candidates are going to be. They're having a big, one of those kind of dinners. You got to pay a lot of money for the plates. Yeah. Well, I'm going, but I'm only going because the Yang Gang sponsoring me. So I'm a videographer. I do a lot of filming for them. So, are you all into kind of social media?
I just got Instagram, man. I like. I'm not really, from being in the time out of the army, man. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I think all presidents are bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Each one has a certain.
So far.
Yeah, so far, well.
But they've all kind of been the same until Trump, which was different. But he was his own kind of weird animal.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a reality TV star. I mean, that's what
all
he
I
was.
say what Trump proves is that you can be anything you want to be, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what Trump proves. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
So, I think we've all been bad. You know what I mean? I like you ain't got deals. I've been listening, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, he gonna pull that 1,000. Well, he said he gonna tax Amazon and all that shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, now you had a tax on them.
Yeah, but the rich be rich, man. The poor get poor, man. You just gotta find your way somewhere in the middle to stay afloat, you know what I mean?
I hear that. That's what I'm trying to do.
No matter who it is, because money is the rule of all evil, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't honestly say no president has had their pockets greased, you know what I mean? Every president gets their pockets greased a little bit. But not a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, if you're really for the people, then you're for the people, you expose all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Every president had their pockets, we're gonna throw a little bit in the plate for you, you know, just let this shit pass. Like, we will expose all that shit. Who's doing what? That's just me. But, you know what I mean? But President never, his policies don't lift that. I mean, I'm already retired on, you know, so I did my due diligence.
Thank you for that.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. You know, I get up and work every day, not because I have to, because I'm just bored. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit at home all day. Plus, I like, you know what I'm saying, meeting new people, working with vets, so.
Right.
It's not a job. It's more like, my job is more like a hobby.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed. No active research. Milestone achieved.
Just want to, like, slap the shot out of, you know, but that's everywhere you go. Every job has that person. You know what I'm saying? I find my little niche in the middle. I don't need the Maseratis, the limos, and all the old shit. You know what I mean?
Right. On build a plate, there's good food on the table.
That's all I need. I don't need the house pussy dinner. You know, if I get married again, then I, you know, every now and then I dip a dab, take the wife out. You know, man, just need an A to B. You know what I'm saying? Maybe C. You're fine.
I hear that.
I fuck with you. You cool with me?
Right on.
He's right about a lot of stuff with the technology moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people gonna be without a job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of them. I mean, Lyft is already doing it here in Vegas, where they got the driverless cars that are already working. They got people sitting in them, sure, but that's just, you know.
It's just one, though. I mean, it's still.
Well, they got one company. They got a lot of cars here.
Yeah, but somebody still got to be behind that wheel, man. It's always that 1% chance.
Right. Well, for now, but give it another 5-10 years, and they'll work out.
A lot further out than that, man.
I hope so.
One accident sets you back like 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
The way that system would work the best is if every car was on the grid.
They won't be like, they won't be in your lifetime.
Nah.
Mine either. I think if you live in America, you can sue anybody for anything, so. You know, that guy sitting in that car hits me on the Bellagio property. I'm suing the damn car and the fucking Bellagio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine that car just hit a couple people. Then they'll bank the damn Bellagio. Or just MGM, right? Yeah, MGM. Yeah, they're MGM.
I like the democracy dollars. Familiar with that one? Where he wants to give every citizen $100 during election time that you can put towards whatever candidate you're behind. So instead of like the lobbyists that'll come up to a candidate, you know, and say, hey, you know, I'll put 50 grand or 100 grand in your campaign, but I want you to remember me later. Why would you listen to him when he might have 1 million constituents that all have $100? I don't blow away his money, you know.
I just keep that $100. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because you already got $1,000.
I understand that. It's just $100 more on some groceries or some shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's strictly for if you have a political thing. I mean, it could be for.
So you gonna give up your $100, man?
Well, it's not like I'd get it anyways. I mean, I've given money to campaign. I've given money to Andrew Yang campaign. Not a fortune, but
That's $100, man. Put that in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Buy some groceries. That's probably like a week worth of groceries. You know how to shop.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I do feel that would be covered with the freedom dividend, and then the extra 100 is, I mean, because you're not getting 1,100. They would, that's not that.
Well, give me $100. I'm not giving that. I'm great.
Well, it's not real money. It's kind of, credit money.
I don't want to be bothered with it, man.
The candidates will get the credit for the money, then they will go up to the government and say, 7,000 people gave me a credit for $90, and then they add it up and they hand us
So
that
if I
money.
don't use the $100,
And it just disappears.
Nah, it doesn't just disappear, man. Come on now.
Well, it wasn't exactly kind of real anyways. It was something the government was going to put out, like, I don't know what you said.
I take $1,000 out. Bro, you ain't got to get to me. Put those my credit report.
I definitely want to reach that. And a few other things that you've done.
I'm like a no bullshit. Like, just keep things simple, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't help everybody. And, in order to help, you got to help yourself before somebody got to be willing to put forth an effort to want some help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, there'll be a group of society that'll get that $1,000 that will still choose to want to live on the streets.
Yeah.
Choose to want to live the way they're living. They'll still take and there'll be the people that'll be on the streets that think that money is linked to something and they won't want to touch it.
Anomaly
There'll be
analyzed.
people that are so rich that they just will figure out, forget it.
There's more to the barren environs of a red planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and
I don't
wonder.
know. I like Jesse.
So long as you know where.
Suggested back in the day. If you limit one family to $100 million, right? $100 million for a family. What can you not attain with the $100 million? If you're capped off at $100 million, what can you not have? Think about it. You got $100 million. What can you not have?
An aircraft carrier?
Huh?
An aircraft carrier.
You can have it. You just gotta make payments on it. It may take $100 million a year, but you can damn sure have it.
For the $100 million a year, then yeah.
$100 million a year, you just limit it. Get all these trillionaires.
Yeah,
$100 million a year, man. What can you not have with what you need to live $100 million? $100 million a year.
You know that they just did a thing where they estimated that Jeff Bezos, the guy who pretty much owns Amazon, he makes $274 million a day.
That's getting in holding it there. What? Yeah.
A day.
Because my Cowboys are worth $5 billion alone.
Okay.
All right, so that's $5 billion. He's making that easy.
Oh yeah. No time.
So if you give Jeff Bezos $100 million, it's nothing he can't have in this world.
Right. I mean,
You know what I'm saying? So just kept all the trillionaires off at $100 million. I mean, I can live comfortable. I can still have the Bugattis. You know,
right, yeah.
10% of that $100 million is $10 million. You know what I'm saying? You get that just out just keeping. If you put $10 million in the bank, 10% of that is $100,000. Yeah. No, $1 million. $1 million. I mean, $100 million in the bank, man. Get rid of trillionaires. What the fuck you need trillionaires for? With that trillion, that 900 million, you know how much stuff we can do?
Oh yeah.
With 900 million, we put a dent in the kids going to school. You know what I'm saying?
You can do a lot. Change whole cities.
Like, I would say, like, if your kids go, if your kid as a senior, when it's time for them to graduate school, they have no felonies and nothing like that, college paid for. How many parents you think try to keep their kids on the straight and narrow lane?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No felonies, no felonies. I just do no felonies because you may get a little misdemeanor here and there, a little fight,
Right.
but no felonies. Kid got out of high school, they get to go to school in their state for free. Any school in their state. If they want to go out of state, a little taxation, you know what I'm saying? Like, mom and daddy got to pay this, but I guarantee mom was like, nah, you gonna go to the state. You know, would you be cool, mom and daddy go down there and check on them? Get one shot at college. Don't fuck it up. It's free. Next time, you got to pay for it. Yeah, that's universities. Any school you choose to go to.
Well, I mean, what happens if a lot of people start trying to move to where Harvard or where, you know, Yale is, or where, you know, one of the other top Ivy League schools?
Shit. They earned it. I mean, you put stipulations, you gotta live in state, so you gotta be, you know.
Yeah, maybe there for 10 years. The kids had to have gone to high school there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. The kids had to have gone to high school in that state.
Yeah. You know, especially if they attend middle school, you know, middle school. I mean, there'll be exceptions to the rule, like for Army kids and all that, people, military, that travels, like, that's an exception. You know what I'm saying? There'll be exceptions to sit down and think about it, but I don't see why not. No felonies, 18, you go to school for free. So now you got everybody on the fair field. You know what I'm saying? Some people can afford to live in the big houses and all that, but you take a kid and say stay in the trailer park, next thing you know, he's CEO of some damn business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They eliminate all the college debt.
Yeah.
Just some things I was thinking about, man. Just kept them up below 100 million. Half of us can live damn good for with $1 million in our account.
Yeah, well, yeah. Every year, yeah, I'd live comfortably at 100,000 a year. And have everything I wanted. That was what I had for a year. I had it for a short time, but not anymore.
You got 100 million, you can open up some business now and just put them in your kids, man. That's another way you can get over, but kept them up at 100 million. I don't think the president should get paid if he's the president. You know what I mean? Because he's for free. He's already in public housing. You can think about it.
Right.
Our house is owned by the people. So I don't think the president should be getting paid while he's in there. Now, you already living for free, shit. Snap your fingers, you have a meal at any time. You're paying for your doctors, your security.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So listen, like I said earlier, I do some of the social media stuff. Would you mind? I won't if you say no, but would you mind if I post any of this stuff on social media? What we talked about?
Yeah, I don't care, man.
Because I actually have a camera here.
You good, man? I'm down with your gang.
Right on. Alright, well, cool.
Cool with me. Black is out there.
Well, Burke, right in here?
Yeah, right in here, brother.
Yeah, if you remember my name, Burke, it's B-U-R-K-E.
Yeah.
And if you just do Burke 4, the numeral 4, Yang, you can go on Google and you can see all my videos and all that kind of stuff. It's real simple. Okay, cool.
All right, Burke, you know, 5 stars. Hey, Burke is cool, Yang gang, you know. All right, man, take it easy, man. Drive safe.
Thank you, sir. You have a great night.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Just give me more time for Twitter and...
Right? Other social media platforms. I don't really use a lot of social media except for Snapchat.
It's kind of my new... I call it my job, my side job. My whatever. You into politics at all?
A little bit.
A little bit. You heard of Andrew Yang?
Mm-mm.
No? Actually, this is one of the cuter ones to look at.
Oh, cool.
He wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much paid for by the big tech companies. So Amazon, Google, Facebook, all those kind of people.
Yeah.
They really aren't paying much in taxes.
He's very much like the candidate that I've been supporting.
Who are you supporting?
Bernie Sanders.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's who Andrew was supporting before he started running himself.
That's so cool.
He was supporting Bernie.
Yeah, I have a friend who works for the Bernie Sanders campaign, so sometimes we'll talk about that, which is kind of cool.
He's going to be here this Sunday, right? Isn't he one of the ones coming this Sunday?
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, it's at the Bellagio, right?
I don't know. I know he said he was
It
coming
is.
to town.
I got my ticket already.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's a dinner. There's quite a few of them going to be there.
Yeah. No, yeah, my friend's going. He's a, I don't know what it means, but he's a steward on the campaign.
Exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Hello? This is him? Yes. Well, unfortunately, I was going to, but now I guess I'll be actually attending it. I just got a ticket, 2 tickets for the actual dinner. Yeah, I was going to be trying to send you guys an email here in a little bit. I just got confirmation that I got through the Andrew Yang campaign. Oh, I definitely will. I'll be there. Thank you. Bye. How funny. That was actually the Democratic Party calling me and saying about that.
Oh, that's
thing.
cool.
Well, no, I volunteered to be a volunteer.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then I got a ticket, so.
Yeah. Now you don't need to volunteer.
Right. Well, I mean, the bottom tickets are $250. The top tickets are $2,000.
Damn, that's expensive.
Luckily, the campaign gave me and my girlfriend each a ticket.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I do quite a bit on social media for ministry. And are you on? So you are on social media a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. I have a Facebook. I don't really do Twitter. I do a little bit of Instagram, not much.
That's what I need to get. Maybe now that I'm in Facebook jail, I'll actually start up on Instagram.
Instagram's not bad. I like Instagram. I'm just not on it a whole lot, just because I work a lot.
Yeah, pretty much the best way to find me is hashtag on Google. Just go to Google and put the hashtag, and then Burke or Yang.
Burke for Yang.
Yeah,
okay.
but the actual.
Is it B-U-R-K-E?
B-U-R-K-E, and then the actual letter, numeral 4, not the letter.
Okay.
The numeral 4, and then Yang.
Okay.
And a bunch of stuff comes up.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually do a series called Rideshare for Yang.
Really? That's interesting.
If you'd like to be, you're on it right now.
Oh, really?
But
okay.
I mean, I won't post you unless you give me permission.
No, that's fine.
I only post with permission, but it's right here.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, that's fine.
And I don't mind having a Bernie supporter on, you know.
Yeah.
Throw a little something there. Even though I got my mouth hat on, you know.
Yeah, you know, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter way back in the last election, and I was pretty disappointed. You know, he didn't make it any further than he did.
Well, this Sunday, if you want, at the Rio, they're having like a private like party just for him, but I mean it's open to the public. Mm-hmm. It starts, I believe, at like 1 or 2, I think. I want to say.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it goes till like 4.
You said Rio?
The Rio.
Okay.
And then they walk across to the Bellagio, which is where the actual dinner is.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
So, but yeah.
And then I'm going to the left entrance. Yeah.
Sure. Should I turn here or go all the way to the bottom?
Go all the way to the front and then turn.
No, I'm sorry. The dot says you have to get out here.
The maps don't like me very much.
Yeah.
Yes. You see where that little light overhang thing is?
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
That works for me. I'll even give you the last 50 feet for free.
Yay.
But no, yeah, it's a real. We'd love to see you.
Absolutely. I'm off on Sundays, so that's actually kind of perfect.
Right.
I'm always looking for something to do on my day off.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Absolutely, and yeah. Well, since you lost your wallet, here's $1,000 to help you get started.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard of him? His name's Andrew Yang. He's running for president. And if he gets elected, one of the things he wants to do is called the Freedom Dividend. He wants to get every citizen in the United States over the age of 18 years old $1,000 a month paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, those companies that aren't really paying anything in taxes. That's what his main plan is. He wants to become president. Yeah. Not a lot of people have heard of him. But, I mean, he is like 4th or 5th in the polls now out of like 20. He'll actually be here in Las Vegas on Sunday. He'll be at the Rio. He's doing like a private, well, not private, but like open to the public, but like a concert.
Yeah.
Starting at like 1 or 2 until like 3 or 4. You know, you're welcome to come if you want. Well, I kind of work a little bit with his campaign, doing social media stuff. Are you on the social media?
Yeah, I have Instagram and Facebook. I'm under Shea Drake.
Well, mine is Burke 4, the number 4 Yang, which is his last name. So it's Burke 4 Yang.
And that's on
Everything. The easiest way to find me is on Google. Just put the hashtag in Burke 4 Yang. Okay, here it was. Are you doing it on your phone now? Okay. Yeah, it's a hashtag and then Burke, B-U-R-K-E, then the letter, or the number 4.
B-E-R?
No, B-U-R-K-E.
Burke, number 4.
And then Yang. A lot of videos should pop up. That is me, yeah.
Okay.
Did I end up on the wrong side of the fence? I think it's that building, but somehow I ended up on the wrong side of the wall.
Where?
I'm thinking it was that. I thought that's what it's kind of pointing to.
Oh, I've never been here.
Well, I'll wander around until I get you to the right end, don't worry. I didn't know there was a social security office out here.
I didn't either. I did the closest one.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the door right there.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, with that being said, do you mind if I post any of me giving you that card on social media?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Oh, wait, is it okay if I do? Because I have a camera right here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But definitely check them out and Google them. And if you're available on Sunday, you know, bring a friend or whatever and come to the Rio.
Okay,
all right, have a good day. As far as these go, he's somebody who's running for president, and that's what he wants to do. Is he wants to give every citizen of the United States who's over the age of 18 $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, who aren't really paying anything in taxes right now.
Yeah, they should do like under a certain tax bracket.
No, it's everybody. Everybody from the person who's homeless on the street to Bill Gates.
Really?
Everybody's eligible
that makes
for
it
it.
fair.
Exactly. As long as you're over the age of 18, you're a U.S. citizen, and you're not currently incarcerated in jail. Now, as soon as you get out, you're not broke. You're not looking like, okay, now I got to commit a crime because I got nothing and I got nobody and whatever. What am I going to do? Well, you got $1,000 a month. You get together with a buddy, you got $2,000 a month. Now you can get a small little apartment. Exactly. He's going to be here on Sunday at the Rio.
Is this information on here?
Yeah. Go ahead and no, take it. Keep it, please.
I'm going to spend it at the corner store after.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture.
No, you can definitely have it.
Anomaly
Universal
analyzed.
Basic Income is what it's calling it.
Yep.
UBI.
Or the freedom dividend. It's not a new thing. It's been around for a while.
More to the
Medicare for all
environment on a red planet that meets the eye.
That means something. Everybody gets healthcare. That's how it works.
real quickly, I actually do a bit of like social media stuff for him.
Oh yeah.
I have a. Are you ever on social media?
Yeah.
If you do the hashtag,
Yeah.
you put a hashtag in and then Burke, which is my name, and then for Yang. You can find out all my stuff on like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Is it Burke with a
Yeah, BRKE. Yeah. And then just the letter 4. So the number 4. And then Yang, Y-A-N-G.
I'll do that.
It's funny. The other job I have actually talks about Amazon all the time.
Yeah.
But basically about them soaking up all the jobs.
Oh yeah.
And how that's not necessarily a good thing.
No.
With automation and all that kind of
You gotta
stuff.
be able to handle the weight that you pick up.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's just the robots and stuff are going to start taking over the jobs.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
it's coming, you know that, right?
It's been it's been a falling industry, which what's called the freight industry. It's been declining lately when it comes to laying off. I used to work for a company called New England Over Freight. It's a big company on the East Coast for the past 100 years. It was run by Paul McCartney's wife, and recently just shut down, filed for bankruptcy out of nowhere too. Yeah, that's good to know. But luckily, we got compensated and everything. They got those little fine prints. They gotta give you apparently a 90-day notice if they plan to shut down, and they gave us in 4 days.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we ended up getting a couple checks. Compensated us with a couple checks and a couple months of health insurance, so that was good. Yes, that works out.
It's a perfect reason why we're going to need the freedom dividend.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
What's that?
Freedom dividend?
No.
One of the guys who's running for president, his name is Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
He feels that every citizen in the United States who's over the age of 18 years old, who's not currently incarcerated, should receive $1,000 a month from the government. And the government's basically, he feels that the government should go after it to get the money from the big tech corporations, Amazon, Google, Facebook, these billion-dollar companies that aren't paying anything in taxes because they got a lawyer, an army of lawyers that basically work it out. And he basically wants to put on what's called a value-added tax, which is, they have it basically in all the rest of the world except for the United States.
Wow.
And he suggested we put it at half of the European rate, so they don't say, well, screw you, I'll just go move to Europe, where it's still, half of what they pay here. And that'll fund it, plus if you're already receiving food stamps and all that kind of stuff, you don't get both. But what would somebody rather have? $1,000 cash? You can do anything you want with, or food stamps that you have to report, and you have to, if your job changes, you got to let them know. Depending on where you live, where this stuff, you can take the money and go anywhere in the country. I think anywhere in the world, as long as you're still a resident.
Sounds like a good plan. It's just...
This is him. I actually kind of worked with his campaign. I do like social media stuff. Are you on social media at all?
Yeah.
Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Would you mind if I put you on it?
What's that?
Would you mind if I put you on social media?
Yeah.
Because I actually do have a camera here because I have it for security.
Yeah.
But if people are cool with it, I like to post just basically introducing them to Andrew Yang. That hey, this guy's out here. This is an option. Not telling you what to do. Just Google it, look up yourself. It's gonna be the early vote, or not early voting, but the primaries. To figure out who's gonna run. That'll be just in a couple months. And if he gets enough votes, he can be on there. Go against Trump. If he wins against Trump, then
I'm not on the Trump side of the board. Trump's just that.
I'll admit that I was. I actually voted for Trump.
To be honest,
but after a while, it's just sort of like, really?
I mean, how many catastrophic events happen to where you're just, not really caring or not caring as much, and half of the times you're on a vacation or whatnot.
They might not all be true, but I'm sure some of them are.
That's the thing that a lot of people see. A lot of the news is, just for just to have a story to talk about and whatnot.
I just think people should research for their own. There's enough facts out there that you don't have to listen to what people say. Just go out and read for yourself. That's all I encourage people to do.
I got one goal in life, and that's work my butt off until it's time to retire. You know, slow and steady. You know, it's not all going to come together at once. You're not going to be a millionaire in a day. It's just a bit of hard work and effort.
But I mean, it's also, I don't think it's fair for people to go out and work 40, 50 hours a week, and then, you know, at the end their bills are paid and all this kind of stuff, and yay, I've got $23 now for the week or whatever.
Trust me, I went from making $19 an hour to now, you know, I just came off of unemployment, and now I'm just kind of going through a rebuild mode, and I mean, it's tough sometimes.
I mean, in a way, right there, wouldn't this be a perfect time where if you had an extra $1,000 a month, that you could be like,
that's where you got the rebounding and a little bit of, you know, a little helping hand out there, somebody to have your back, you know, when you fall in tough times, and that's definitely something that's gonna keep a lot of people in the business.
I think it will.
I mean, freaking, that's where people gotta start caring, and it's not, you know, the younger generation. They're like, oh, you know, it's whatever. I don't care who's president, because in the end, you're gonna, especially when you got somebody as nasty as Trump in office, who people are trying to get him out of office, and one nasty thing that he could do is just put the country into shutdown and do what he got to do to pretty much prolong the process. And, I mean, it's gonna get ugly before it gets better, for sure.
Either way, we got another year to go.
Yeah. They're saying even if you impeach your president, usually it's still not 100%. Oh, all right, he's out of office. Things are gonna get better now.
Well, it's having to get to the majority through the Senate. That, I mean, same thing with Clinton.
Yeah.
You know, he got impeached, but it didn't go all the way through because you're not going to get that unless you do something really grossly, just like more than he did.
Yeah.
Not maybe talking to somebody and referring that he should do what he says. I'm talking about like really bad. That's about what it'll take.
The only thing that I kind of thought was nasty of Trump is how he withheld. I mean, I'm not so sure on how much of it is facts, but how he supposedly withheld aid to Ukraine and whatnot over the Joe Biden's son.
Right.
I mean, it's a itchy situation because, you know, he's what was it? I forgot I think it was his lawyer that was withholding from
Rudy Giuliani?
Yeah, he didn't want to pretty much bring all the facts to the table and whatnot. And just a little sketchy on that phone call that he had with the Ukrainian president. And, I mean, I just, to be honest, didn't think it would ever be this much drama in the president.
No, I didn't either. I thought it'd be interesting and different when I voted for him, but I mean, no, I didn't think it would be this. But I will say, I think if Hillary would have gotten president, I think we would have ended up in war with North Korea.
Yeah.
And I think North Korea took one look at Trump and said, no, wait a second, he's a little crazy. He might actually nuke us.
We don't really want to mess with him.
Yeah, we don't. He's kind of like how Reagan was, you know, like, oh, this is somebody we might not want to mess with.
That's, to be honest, where I kind of, I mean, the pros and cons of Donald Trump. There's a lot of cons, but the few pros that you always want is a president that's not going to take somebody else's bullshit.
Right.
You know, somebody that's not going to sit around and be like, all right, you're going to push my buttons, that's fine. He's going to be like, you're going to push my buttons, I'm going to push yours back.
I mean, it was like, I don't want to speak bad of him, but like Obama, you know, he used to put the line in the sand. You cross this, we're going to act. Okay, you crossed it, but next time you cross it, we're going to act.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not right, you know?
You can't give him that second opportunity.
Pretty much.
I mean, look at now, freaking so much drama just because freaking either things didn't get done or you kind of gave him that little bit of a second chance. this side of the country, I mean, where I came from, it was all just, I don't know, kind of bland, so plain, and once you see the crowds here or there, crackhead and whatnot. Out here, I kind of, I mean, you got the crackheads and whatnot. I don't really pay any mind to that because I've already seen, you know, fucking and the different races and, you know, you got even people from the UK out there, people from, you know, Scotland, you know, wherever.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty big melting pot.
Yes, definitely. It's good to see, and it actually shows you that, you know, the whole world can be a dangerous place. That, you know, people really do come to the States for better.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, I'm all for immigrants coming here. My dad was an immigrant.
Yeah.
You know, he married my mom. That's how they were going to stay. But I do think people should do it legally. You know, I don't think it's right that people should just jump across or whatever and be able to get it. Like my dad, he went through the whole thing, the green card and all that. Yeah, all the way up where he ended up getting a secret clearance from the military working on government projects. So, yeah, he worked on the B-1 bomber, the Patriot missile, some other stuff.
Yeah, I've had my thoughts of joining the military for quite some time. Told that I think the last year to think about trying. I think it's 35. I'm not sure how to keep going back.
So it says I'm determining the right here.
Yep.
Alrighty, sir. Well, I enjoyed the conversation. If you are on social media, if you remember my name, which is Burke, if you do Burke or Yang, which is his last name, Andrew Yang, all kinds of stuff on Google and social media you can look at.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good one.
Have a good night. Thank
You too.
Have a marathon on Saturday. It's right here. Goes down the strip.
Oh yeah.
Good time. Less than 40,000 of our closest friends.
Should be a lot of people. Yeah. And on top of that, they're having a presidential thing here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Well, not Trump, but the people running for president.
Oh, the debate or something? Or what's
No, it's a dinner.
Okay.
But there's supposed to be a lot of people. And have you heard of Andrew Yang?
Yes.
He's got a thing going on at the Rio.
No kidding. Do you what night, day?
Sunday during the day.
Okay, so the Rio's on the other side of the
Right on the
so probably not to worry too much about the traffic.
No.
That's good to know. Okay. Yeah, it's good to know. I always worry about, like, you know, they usually have like a security perimeter, right, where you can't take cars or something like that. So yeah, it's good to know that there might be some things going on there. Don't want to get tied up in traffic when we have to get to the race start. That's for sure.
Right. This thing is trying to
That's weird.
Well, it's having me try to bypass all of this.
Oh, not going down Tropicana?
Well, no, going around to the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And then cutting to there.
So just,
I mean, I'll kind of leave it up to you. If we do this, I've been this before. It'll take about 5 cycles of the light before we're at the front from here. Or we could try the neighborhood thing.
Let's do the neighborhood thing. I've never seen the neighborhood. But if you can get over, no big deal. Looks like you're not the only one doing this thing. So. You get to go by the Liberace mansion. I don't think I've ever seen that. The side trip is already paying off.
There you go.
It won't quite make it, that's okay.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Yeah, I've been following Yang actually too. He's been you know, lower half of the candidates for the Democrats, but has some interesting ideas.
He's climbing.
Yeah.
One of his biggest things is just the media doesn't talk about him all that much.
They don't seem to let him get a lot of words in during the debates either, which I think is kind of a shame.
not even just the debates, just overall, just speaking about him in general.
Yeah.
It's like half the time like he doesn't exist. They've just in the last couple of weeks started to actually. I kind of work with his campaign a little bit.
Okay.
You see the hat and all that.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, he's. I think the UBI is actually a really interesting concept. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm not sure about. I like the idea, just because
Resources are
it just
low.
goes right back in the economy.
Right. Instead of doing the bailout to the banks over a couple $1 trillion, which okay, great, they didn't go under. I guess that's a good
Banks,
thing.
the farmers. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're throwing money at right now.
Just evenly throw. I mean, people say, well, they tried it in the city and it didn't work. Well, of course not. In just one city, it's not going to do all that much. You need a whole country or a whole thing to really understand how it's going to work. I couldn't survive on $1,000 a month, so I mean, I'd still be working.
It's still, that's the thing. I mean, it's not enough to just retire on, right? It's more to make sure that you don't have to worry about.
But if you have retirement, it's nice to have that little extra.
I was curious. Does it go to retired people too?
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing it doesn't go to is, let's say you're already receiving like food stamps or some of the other benefits. Then it's one or the other.
Okay.
But with those,
which makes sense.
The food stamps and stuff, I mean, you have to report every month. This is how much I made, da 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 da. And you have to be in that specific county or whatever. If you move, you have to restart everything. This follows you wherever you go.
And does it phase out with income too, or is it pretty much doesn't matter how much it is?
Everybody from the homeless guy to Bill Gates.
I'd be curious how that would end up. When it gets to someone who's saving all his money anyway, it probably isn't going to make a difference. But it's going to help a lot of people. Just not going to say a lot of people get off the streets, and even some people are on the edge stay off the streets, which is awesome. And then people who just need a little bit of extra time, quit the second job, please, maybe.
Right, exactly.
And that'd be great. I mean, I'm backing Warren right now, just because I just can't get excited about Biden. Although whoever does win the nomination, I'm voting for him. It doesn't matter. Put a Yang Gang hat or?
Yeah, math.
Oh, math. I love it.
And unless you take a picture of it, and then it's going to flip, it's hire the Asian man.
I love it.
So one tip to get there is to turn left on Cobalt, which is a little bit early, and then you can bypass the road.
Yeah. It is kind of warm here for once.
It's not too bad. Most of the year is pretty nice here. It's only the summer, a couple months is too hot, and winter, a couple months is too cold. But for the most part, it's pretty nice here.
Yeah, we've been here when it's been like 20 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds. We've been here when it's 104. Doing races. So where's the new Raider Stadium? Is it down that way?
No. You see the Mandalay Bay right there?
Yeah.
Directly across the freeway.
Okay.
On the other side.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was on this side. Okay, good to know.
There's no next person.
That makes it go right around a little easier.
And I'm going to be in Mandalay Bay after that.
Sweet. So how soon after you drop us off? Is there like a preview of other rides that might be available? Or do you have to drop us off and then you...
No, I mean, I haven't dropped you off yet, and means that I already have the next person they've got.
Sweet.
Okay. If I don't have anybody, I can choose. Do I want to or do I not?
Okay.
If I have somebody, they just give them to me.
So this
now,
so this is already committed then?
Yeah, it's already committed.
Cool.
The person's already sitting there waiting for me.
Nice.
Which I think is a little messed up sometimes. It's like, first of all, am I really the closest driver? And I got to let you guys out. And let's say it takes a while to let you out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, then the other poor person, you got to sit there and just wait.
And and they may be assuming you're going the other direction, right? Too.
Well, no, it'll tell them since it's on this thing. It'll say the driver is in another ride.
Right.
But as soon as I push done, it says rider has become available and is coming to you now.
Got it.
So I make sure not to end the ride until I'm sure that you step away from the vehicle and everything is done.
Step away from the vehicle.
Well, you haven't forgotten anything, you know. I'm really done. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now.
So follow this around to the bend, and you'll take your first right on Duke Ellington Way. Around the bend.
No, I'll completely respect it if you say no, but I do a little bit of the social media stuff. And I have a series called Ride Share for Yang.
Okay.
Where I just basically talk to passengers about Andrew.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I posted on the conversation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. There you have a camera right there. I just never ever do it without asking. You gotta pay for that insurance.
Well, yeah. That's the one thing, man. Like, I understand people get that. I understand. See what's happening with insurance. Biggest scam, what it is. Then, but when you need it, they fight you.
Well, hopefully we'll get the freedom dividend. You heard about that? There's a guy running for president named Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
His main thing is he wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
Oh, yeah, I listen to Yang. I like Yang.
Yeah, you know all about him?
A few of his interviews.
All right on.
Definitely listen to Yang. The same thing they give out in Alaska, basically, you're saying.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah, they just don't get that much in Alaska.
I just picked up from Martin Luther King talking about that shit. That's when they started wanting. That's when they killed Martin Luther King, when we started talking about economic freedom.
Yeah. That can help a lot.
I hope he has a chance, man. I listen to him. I really listen to him. A few interviews, conversations. And he explained it. But that money's got to come from somewhere.
Well, he puts a value-added tax on the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook. They're not paying anything already, and they're already used to paying that kind of stuff because they pay it in Europe. And he's talking about doing it at half the European level. So, it's not like they're going to want to move out there or anything. It's still going to be cheaper doing it through here.
I hear you, because they do. I mean, they're making their money off of us. So it's not,
well, it's your data, every time you...
Slow where people start talking, that's that propaganda, people start talking about socialism and all that. I hate that stuff because it doesn't work in American politics, so I don't even know why people use it. It's just bad, that's just divisive language. I like that.
Milestone achieved. Sector scanned.
When he was out here?
No, I had a coworker that did. Though I didn't know he was coming. He had to put in time for it. I don't call him.
Well, he's going to be here again on the 15th, but...
The 15th of this month?
Yeah, but it's a private fundraiser. It's like cocktails with them. It's like $300, and then if one of the things he wants to do is he wants to legalize online gambling, online poker. And basically, we're doing a fundraiser here where I think you're going to be able to actually play poker with them. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But they have a buy-in thing for that, and I think it's like $2,800. But I think the guy who's supposed to be like the champion right now at the World Series of Poker, I don't know his name, but I believe he's actually supposed to be there also. And you know that, what's that, Steve Akaya or whatever, the Asian guy with the long hair, he's on the billboards all over the place, the DJ.
Oh yeah, I know he's Aoka.
Yeah. He's supposed to be there also. I actually do a little bit of the social media stuff for the campaign. I do a lot of videography work when he comes out here. I'm hoping that I'll be able to go.
He's just a good candidate, you know.
Yeah.
Because his personality was serious, like put up that chart.
It's all about the numbers.
Basically, he's telling the truth. He said in 30 years, like the median income for black families will be zero. We don't do something about it. As far as tech and the way everything is going, the jobs are moving. I don't know if you ever heard of this show called The Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
They had a couple on there. I watched those. They had all the candidates up there except for Joe Biden.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Gang Report Live.
I heard it.
It's mainly on Facebook and stuff. I actually work with them.
Try not to be stuck strolling for too long.
Yeah, you can. It's easy.
Yeah, it's too easy to.
That media blackout, that's pretty much all he has. If you didn't have social media, people just wouldn't know he existed. Like MSNBC, they do whole polls and stuff, but he could be ranked higher than somebody, and they don't even talk about him like he wouldn't even exist.
You know they got their guys. You know it's special people that they want. Like he was definitely an underdog, but a lot of people like us, you know, every day down there, people, if they really listen to him, I think they like what he said, or at least give him a listen more than they would any regular politician.
That's all I ask or encourage people to do is just Google him, listen to yourself, listen to a few of the podcasts, listen to some of his town halls or whatever, make your own decision.
Most definitely, it's a crucial time.
So like I mentioned, I do a little bit of the social media stuff. Do you mind if I posted any of our conversation on YouTube or anything?
Oh, would you record us right now?
Well, yeah, it's, for security, there's always a camera running in my car, but I never post anything unless somebody says it's okay. Huh?
Yeah, I say I don't mind.
Alright, cool.
So every Lyft driver do that, or they should?
They should. I mean, we're encouraged to, you know.
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. It's got to be weird having strangers in your car.
Yeah. So you can get like one like kind of guy I have with a little bit fancier where it can actually transmit while it's going. So the only thing we have to have is we got to have a little sticker on our doors telling you that we have a camera. But I mean, you see those stickers right there on the door, but nobody ever reads them. You know? But it's there, it's on every door except for mine. Well, it's right up there on the front. They basically try to show that they're not really making a profit, which I mean they are, but they like reinvest it, so it's not. I mean they play games with it. They have basically a small army of lawyers that find a loophole. I mean, some of these companies even worse. The federal government is paying them millions of dollars every year, or like all that. Yeah, I can see that's why they don't want him to be president, because he'll definitely shake things up and change things. Donald Trump being elected proved that a normal person, so to speak, can be elected. Got elected because he was a reality TV star. I think we would have been in war with North Korea if Hillary would have gotten. We'll never know, but I think that North Korea took one look at Trump and said, wait a second, this guy's a little crazy. Maybe we shouldn't push his buttons, so to speak.
So you don't believe that's propaganda? So like the fear factor bomb?
No, I think I think no. Well, I mean, could North Korea hurt us? Yes. Could they cripple us? No. But I mean, and it wouldn't have to be something sent. I mean, if they brought a good-sized nuke or something, which they could have, and stuck it at one of these power relays, they could take out the whole half side of the country. I mean, terrorists could do the same thing. So, and that would, if food stops being cold and stops being delivered and so forth,
right. The smallest word with the biggest definition in the dictionary, yes. Like that, that's the reason why personally, like people thought sort of like that, like how you just said we had been there before. People just didn't take shit to handle.
No.
I don't think America was ready for that.
I think America is ready for a woman president, just not her.
Not one, not other than any of these other ladies that's trying to do it. Yeah, this is the first city I ever lived in. People do not get out the way, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much respect for police and stuff there. So right after this, my next little turn in is where I'm going. Oh, okay. So it's a casino here. And I couldn't afford to live in California.
Oh my God, it's been so expensive.
Literally, for what we sold our house for there, we could buy like 3 houses here.
Exactly. Yep. Like I read somewhere there was like 680 residents in the United States. It's just too expensive and so much money.
Well, maybe we'll get the freedom dividend and that'll help people out. Make it easier for people to travel. Have you heard about that?
About what?
The freedom dividend?
No. What's it?
There's a guy running for president named Andrew Yang.
Oh, Yang, yes.
Yeah, he wants to give every citizen $1,000.
But you know what? He's never going to get elected. That's a sad thing.
Well, you never know. I mean, at this point, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, dark horse candidate.
He was in the same place where Obama was.
Yep.
You know, and if I would have gone back, 6 years ago and talked to you and said, hey, guess what? Donald Trump's going to be president. You look at me like, Donald who? What? No, that's not going to happen. Here we are.
Oh, Donald Trump is... Oh, my God. I can't even talk about this next generation. I think there should be free, honest to God, free health care and free education.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a socialist country, but you got to do something.
Yeah.
Or give them so much money and let them decide what to do with it. Like in Alaska.
That's what the freedom dividend is, $1,000 a month,
That's it.
$12,000
in
a year.
Alaska, whatever their oil dividends are.
That's about $200 a month. I mean, $200 a year in Alaska.
In Alaska?
Yeah, it's about $200
per person.
Per person.
Yeah.
Well, opposed to with the technology one, they're talking about $1,000, that's $12,000 a year per person. You know, like if you're on retirement and you get, let's say, $1,500 in Social Security.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're getting $2,500 a month
That's
instead
a
of $15.
big difference.
Yeah. So, and if you're a married couple, then boom, you know.
That's a huge difference. We got to do something. Something's got to change here. And I keep telling my husband it will. It will change. That's my friend that I was talking about.
Well, talk to your husband about him and feel free to give him this.
What is that?
Yeah,
oh my God, I love it. Where did you get that?
Oh, I actually work a little bit with the campaign doing social media stuff.
Oh my God, I love that.
I do a lot of the videography stuff.
For
when he comes to town to Vegas. So.
Oh my gosh.
He's coming to be here on the 15th. He's doing a.
Where at?
Well, it's a poker game. It's basically a meet and greet. It's a fundraiser. It's a $300 meet and greet and $2,800 buy-in on a poker game. If you actually want to do it. Where it's actually going, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Now, do you go to that? Do you get in?
Well, yeah, I'm the videographer. I'm the one.
Oh, you are? Oh,
yeah, I document the.
Wow.
I mean, I've done everything since October. I've been doing.
Now, he made the next debate already in December, right?
Unless he made it in the last 24 hours, no. But he's really, really, really close.
What's the deadline?
Yeah, I should know. I'm drawing a blank for a second, but I know it's coming up pretty soon.
I thought he had already made
it. He has the donors and all that.
He could be a dark horse candidate, I tell you. You just don't know. Like my husband said, whoever the candidate is, we're going to vote for that person. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as Trump's not in there.
Well, hopefully, if you guys support him, you can go to the primaries and actually vote for Yang.
I think he.
Otherwise, he won't win. But if people go down, because Nevada is a very, very important state as far as the primaries go. We really make a difference.
Oh, I know. Well, look what they did. Look what they did in the 2018 elections. They turned everything over. Positive.
I might start working in some of the more rural areas.
Now, what is Nevada one of the first? No.
It's like the fourth or fifth.
I was going to ask,
Milestone
because I think Bloomberg's not going to go in until whatever. What's that called? Something Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. Yeah, Bloomberg. That's money. Let's see what money can do.
And I think that's like that he's basically buying the election.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, but think about it. He could throw $20 billion at it and not change him whatsoever. He's worth over $55 billion.
It's to us like a dollar bill.
Yeah, you know.
We've got to get that guy out of there. I just don't see that he's even going to hang in there.
All right, yeah, take it. There's a...
Oh, you know what? You won't be able to get in here. You have to go. I'm sorry. I should have told you.
Make a U-turn and get around?
Make a U-turn, yeah, because we have to go through the front gate. Because you can't get in here unless you have a sticker in my bag.
I want to make a left or a right?
Let me think a second. Oh, God, I'm so bad. Make a right.
Okay.
Yep. I wasn't even paying attention.
No problem.
And then take a right on Tropicana.
Now, like I said, I actually do a little bit of his social media stuff.
Yeah.
And I always ask permission, and I won't do it unless you say yes. But is it okay if I post a little bit of our conversation?
Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
My name is Norma.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, if you can remember this, my name was Burke.
Okay.
And if you remember Burke 4 Yang, the numeral 4.
I'll Google that as soon as I get home. It'll bring up your website.
All one word.
Okay, Burke 4 Yang.
Burke 4 Yang, numeral 4. And it's all one word. Otherwise
Absolutely.
it pulls up.
B-U-R-K-E.
Yeah.
Okay,
4
right
and then
there.
Yang.
Got it.
And yeah, you'll see a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah, you'll see a series on there called Rideshare for Yang.
Okay. And I want him to make the debate.
Oh, I do too.
I honestly don't he had a pretty
He's actually the first candidate I've actually given money to, besides actually my time and effort.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I did it for the Libertarian Party.
And it's so far away. Nobody can predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, I mean, Obama was this far back this many years ago.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and people were laughing at the idea of Trump becoming president when he first said it. So,
Well,
but I'll say this: when he came down that escalator,
Okay, now we have to stop here at the guard thing.
Sure.
Stay on the left side. Yeah.
when he came down that escalator, I turned to my dad because we watched it live, and I
Yeah.
said, "He's gonna win." My dad's just like, "You're crazy." I said, "Watch, he's gonna win." I win
Hi.
residence.
This is Norma. I live at 10291 Majira Place, Norma Baskel.
What was the name of the street?
Majira Place, Norma Baskel, B-A-S-G-A-L-L.
Are you saying you are the resident?
Yes.
Okay. Need your driver's license.
Sure.
No, they need mine.
Oh.
You live in one of those fancy ones.
Well, I wouldn't call it fancy, but it's gated.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of them don't do this.
So are you like
I'm a Lyft driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I never, honest to God, never thought it would. But you know what? If it hadn't been for the Russian interference putting out that crap about Hillary, he wouldn't have won.
Well,
You know, but he may have, but because she was way ahead, and they have this. Because I watch a lot. I'm a news junkie, and I watch. So you know that Giuliani is over in Ukraine right now, still trying to dig up dirt to show that Russia didn't do it.
you're going to be talking about this 2 or 3 years after he's out of the office.
Forever.
Thank you.
Let's hope he's out next year. Including Mitch McConnell and his problems.
I'm doing my part.
I'm proud of you. That's you are. So it's just Burke at Yang, right?
No, Burke 4 Yang.
Okay, Burke 4 Yang. No,
Yeah.
no .coms or anything.
No.
Okay.
I mean, the best thing is just to
I will.
put it into
As
Google.
soon as I get home. Yep. My whole thing is someone has to take care of the crossing.
So I'm turning right here.
Try to take a left. No, going a little bit. Take a left right here in the street right here. Yeah, right here. Because I came from poverty and okay, the third house. Yeah, you can let me up right here. Wow, what a pleasant ride. My first Uber experience. Lyft experience.
If you want, here, I'll show you.
Love it. Wait, I can't get this thing up. What am I doing? Oh, it's up here. Duh. What do I push to snap this?
Kind of, probably, I don't want to put it
No, that's okay. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much. If you look up on Google, this is how it'll look. Burke 4 Yang.
Oh, 4. I'm glad you told me that. Okay, perfect. Why don't you just, okay.
And then you'll see all this stuff.
Okay.
And this is just
Let
Google.
me see that again. B-U-R-K-E. I'm going to do that as soon as I get into the house.
And then the main thing, like if you were to hit on, I would say would be YouTube.
Okay.
You go to my YouTube thing.
I will.
I put all my videos on my YouTube,
Awesome.
which are right here.
Awesome.
And I do it a lot too. And 2 days ago, 4 days ago.
I love it.
The ride shares and.
And so in the future, when we need an Uber, we'll call you.
Well, unfortunately,
Right.
they don't allow that to happen. You just you put it
whoever?
out. Yeah, you put it out, and then whoever gets the
Oh.
call gets the call.
Okay.
They do that so we can't stalk each other.
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Burke, thank you. This
Oh, no
was
problem.
really pleasant
Oh,
for my
wonderful.
first experience. Thank you.
I'm glad it
And I
was.
will. My name's Norma, so if you see me on there, you'll know who it was.
Oh, well, good. I hope
Thanks,
you do it.
Burke.
And there, if you go on there, there's you can do the Vegas Yang Gang. We're called the Yang Gang.
I
YNG
love
gang.
that.
And there's a thing called the Vegas Yang Gang, and I'm one of the
Founders?
yeah. Well, I'm one of the higher up people now.
I love it.
And yeah, we have a lot of events and stuff like that, and dinners and
Oh my
stuff on
gosh.
the strip, and a lot of social, a lot of fun.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to join
I'll
the
do
Vegas
that.
Yang Gang.
What does your head say?
Matt, make America think harder. That's what it stands
Why
for.
aren't they putting that out there?
Well, it is. This is his hat. See in the back where it says Andrew
But you
Yang?
know what? I've never seen that.
I mean, one of the people actually
Oh
made
my
me this.
God.
Some lady
Dust
made me
storm
this shirt.
approaching.
Oh my
She
gosh.
made it and sent it to me. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's a great little family.
Oh,
It's a
I
very
love
wholesome
it.
gang.
Oh my God, Burke, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
You represent my people. Have you met him?
Oh yeah, quite a friend. He knows me. He follows me on Twitter.
I love it. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. This other lady. That was cool.
How long have you been doing Lyft and Uber?
A couple years. Kind of off and on.
Yeah.
It's not my main job.
What do you do?
Well, right now I'm working with the Andrew Yang campaign.
The what?
Andrew Yang campaign.
What's that?
He's running for president.
Oh.
Democrat.
Oh, okay.
This is some of this stuff is on the back. His main thing is he wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month paid for by the big tech companies. Amazon, Google, Facebook.
Think that'll happen?
Hope so. If he gets elected, I'm pretty sure it will happen. If he doesn't get elected, the odds are against him.
Never even seen him.
No?
Who he is.
He'll be here this Sunday.
Hmm.
He'll be at the Rio, and then him and a lot of the other people, we can keep it if you want. Him and quite a few other people are going to be at the Rio for a dinner.
Think Trump's going to get thrown out of there, impeached?
I doubt it. I mean, you need 2/3 of the Senate. I mean, that's not going to really happen. I believe it'll go to it, but I don't think that he'll get the majority that's needed to really happen.
I don't think he will. I think he'll get reelected again next year. I mean, for another 4 years. What's this guy's background?
He was a lawyer for a short time, and then he started a company called Venture for America, which basically helped entrepreneurs in lower income areas to get financing, training, and all that kind of stuff for projects that they wanted to take on. And I guess it's worth millions and millions now, and still running, strong.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to
He
scan.
founded it. Before that, he was an attorney. But he was only an attorney for like 3 months, and he really, really didn't like it. The first thing I guess he attempted, he failed at. And this was like the second or third thing as far as the Venture for America. So you got close to 160 different policies, and they're all on the website. I personally, I'm trying to get through and read them all, but some I agree with, some I don't. Or I'm not sure about. Like, I don't know if we really need to get rid of the penny. He wants to get rid of the penny. But I guess it costs $273 million extra a year just to produce the penny.
To produce it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get rid of it. I mean, if the $273 million a year is not really nothing, it's like pennies compared to billions and billions we spend on other shit.
Right. I do a bit of social media stuff for him on Facebook and Twitter, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You do all the posting and stuff?
Well, not all of it, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, I just do that. And I have a series called Ride Share for Yang, where I talk to people about Andrew Yang. Some people allow me to post it, some people don't. That being said, would you mind being on it, or?
And what is it?
It's called Ride Share for Yang. It's just basically me talking about Andrew Yang to people while we're in the car.
Oh.
Because I have a camera. It's always filming just for safety reasons.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if people say no, I'd rather not, then I don't post it. If they say, hey, I don't care, then if it's interesting, I post it.
Yeah, I don't care myself. But that's your approval, right?
Pretty much. And if you remember my name later, which is Burke, if you go to Google and do a hashtag, which is like tic-tac-toe sign, hashtag Burke, the numeral 4 and then Yang, his last name, Burke 4 Yang. I have a lot of stuff on there on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and a lot of videos and him speaking, which I was actually there, that video of him answering a lot of questions. A lot of people don't have the footage isn't out there.
Yeah.
Aside from my stuff. I got him on a skateboard after everybody had left for the town hall, and he was with the people that worked for the campaign and just horsing around. Burger King anywhere near your house, is there?
Burger King?
Yeah.
No, I know there's Carl's Jr. at Trump and Rainbow. I can't say
Carl's Jr. I haven't eaten since 11, so.
Oh yeah, you probably want to eat.
I've been stuck by the strip, and I'm not going to the fast food right by the strip. I'm spending ridiculous amounts for.
I know there's, right down the street from me is Carl's Jr. There's Roberto's over here.
I specifically want a burger, and I think California Classic, probably.
Yeah.
$2.50. I can afford that. I haven't gotten my freedom dividend yet,
Oh, you haven't?
Well, that's what they're calling it, the $1,000 a month freedom dividend. Basically, like the same idea of like taxes, not taxes, of stocks, where Coca-Cola or whatever does well, they pay back the dividend. Well, you figure the country's doing well, making all this money for all this citizens should get back the dividend. And it actually is tied and it goes up with inflation. So I mean, this year it might be 1,000, next year it might be 1,020. Everywhere you go, you find traffic. Huh?
Yeah, this is it's gotten busier and busier, but this is a busy road.
to a big dinner on Sunday. I'm gonna wear a suit by that. It's just a Bellagio.
Oh, nice.
The presidential thing, all the presidential candidates are going to be there.
What?
Yeah, I worked with one of the campaigns, and it's kind of a thank you. They gave me and my girlfriend tickets that are worth $250 a piece, which are the cheap tickets. Expensive ones are $2,000.
Oh wow. So wait, what's gonna happen?
Well, the dinner for the Democratic presidential candidates.
All of them?
Most of them
Okay.
are going to be there. And
On Sunday at the Bellagio?
I do a lot of social media for this guy.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of him? Andrew Yang? His main thing is he wants to give every citizen in the United States who's over the age of 18 and not currently incarcerated in jail $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies, Amazon, Google, Facebook, the ones that aren't really paying any taxes. He wants to put on them what's called a value-added tax, which is the same thing that you do in Europe, but the companies are already paying in Europe. He wants to put it at half the market the Europeans are charging them. And you know how stocks work, right? The company does well and you get a dividend. Well, the country's doing well, so he feels all the citizens should get a dividend. Everybody from the homeless guy to Bill Gates.
That makes sense.
That's a good secret. And I'll definitely look them up. I mean, Nevada is an important state to get him the nomination. Has like 160 different, what he wants to do on his website. Like I said, I do a bit of the social media stuff for him.
I'm gonna check him out.
Now, with that being said, I do actually do a series called Ride Share for Yang. Would you mind if I posted giving you that dollar on social media?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Well, I do have a camera right here.
Okay.
It's for security mainly, but I'll use that also. But I never do it without permission.
No, I get it, yeah.
But thank you. I got you. I'll leave it to 0.4 almost. You're going to be there in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Right at the end of this.
And it looks pretty dead.
Which airline was it again?
Frontier.
Yeah, definitely just Google him. He has a lot of stuff on Google and all that kind of YouTube and all that.
Okay.
A lot of the big CNN, NBC and all that, they don't really like talking about him. They don't talk about him all that much, but he's making progress. I'm going to a thing in Korea. You heard of Andrew Yang?
No.
He's running for president.
Oh, okay.
One who wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
Oh, wow. Okay, that would be nice. So he's having some sort of rally or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, look how cool. He has a $1,000. Yeah, because
we keep it on top of it.
Okay.
I actually work with the campaign.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do a little bit of their social media stuff.
Cool. No, I hadn't heard of him. I'll have to look into it.
Basically what I try to do is just introduce people to them. And then I have like a little web series thing called Ride Share for Yang, which is basically where I tell people about it.
Okay.
Which is what
that makes sense.
Yeah. Are you interested in being on it? Or are you okay being on it?
What is it?
Just me telling you what just happened and me handing you that card.
Is it like a video?
It's already done if you allow me to use it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I don't know how much useful footage you'll have of me being confused, but yeah.
That's the footage right there.
Okay, got it.
Basically, you're just letting people know that Yang exists and just Google him yourself. And,
Okay. Yeah, look into him.
And if you're interested at all, he's, like I said, they're doing like a free concert on Sunday at the Rio.
Okay.
It starts around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And goes to like 4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
I like shopping. I used to have a shopping addiction. Can't afford it anymore. Who knows, maybe we'll get the freedom dividend and then we can all go shopping again.
Yeah, that's true.
You know about that?
About what?
The freedom dividend?
Oh, no.
With Andrew Yang?
I didn't know about that.
It's a guy, he's, it's a guy, he's running for president. And one of the main things that he's running on is, he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 years old $1,000 a month. Paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, which right now aren't really paying anything in taxes. He wants to put on what's called a value-added tax at half the rate that they're already paying in Europe. And that should pretty much generate enough money to, think of it like a stock. If your company does really well, you get a dividend. Same kind of thing, where the country's doing really well and you get a dividend of $1,000 a month to everybody, unless you're in jail.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in jail, you don't actually get it. But as soon as you get out of jail, right,
You can get it,
you can get
yeah.
it. And, you have a lot of other stuff too. You know, it's not the only thing, but that's like his main.
Sector scanned.
Main thing. Check them out or Google them or whatever.
Oh, you were giving this to me?
Yeah, you can have it. I have lots of those. I kind of work with his campaign doing social media stuff. Are you on social media at all? Like
kind of, not
Facebook
really.
Or Twitter or those kind of fun things? Media doesn't like talking about him too much, so most of his campaign is done by grassroots, kind of independent people, kind of like myself. They call us the Yang Gang.
Oh.
What do you think about robot calls? You know those calls that call you and it's just a machine calling you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like those?
Sometimes no. I like the actual human talking, you know?
He wants to ban them and make them so,
yeah, those robot callings are... especially when you're trying to get to the human. You're like, I need to talk to an operator about this. You don't understand.
Pretty much. He talks a lot about automation, how a lot of robots and stuff like that are actually taking people's jobs. I mean, even your job working in retail, you know, Amazon and stuff like that. I mean, you work for a really big company, but still, Amazon and stuff like that is making it a lot of people don't even go out to shop. They just do it from their phone or their computer. And that's where the freedom dividend comes in, is it kind of helps, you know, give you that little extra, you know, especially if you're between jobs or whatever. You get a couple of those together and you got a place right there. He also wants to get rid of the penny.
Oh, the pennies.
The pennies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess he's not a fan of the pennies. I guess it costs $273 million a year just to make the pennies.
Oh, wow.
Extra than what it, you know, what I guess it's actually worth. And he wants to federally legalize marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, why should it be legal in some states but not other states? why are people in jail for? He also wants to pardon people that are in jail if that's the only thing they did.
Oh, and get them out of there?
Yeah, so all they did with marijuana like a while ago, like the people in Nevada right now that are in jail for marijuana charges only, and now it's legal in Nevada, but they're still in jail.
I get you.
So, where's the sense in that? Yeah, okay, we don't need to sit in 8 years, but as soon as you come out, well, you can smoke a joint. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Like I said, I do a little bit of the social media stuff, and one of the things I do is basically just talk to people and tell them about that Andrew Yang exists. Would you mind if I posted it on YouTube or something, just telling you that he exists?
That's okay.
Okay, cool. What's that? At least the weather's nice. It's not raining.
Yeah.
Burke, what's your last name?
It's not on, it doesn't come up. If you were to put my last name, all you're going to find is a whole bunch of stuff about me and Andrew Yang, which is the guy who's running for president because I work for his campaign.
Oh my, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. Let's be well-rounded.
Yeah, just the same. He wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
Got my goddamn vote.
Oh, there you go. That's called the freedom dividend. And he basically wants it to be paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook.
They got it too.
They got it.
They damn sure got it.
You were able to find me, huh?
No, and I don't know why I'm mad. I'm sending a complaint to Google. Like, I know he sells dick and I can't find him.
And it didn't show up under Horny Cat either?
Yeah, I found Horny Cat, but it didn't show me.
Hit like where it says on the top, images. After Horny Cat. Here's what it popped up. And there's your fancy 7-Eleven.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's the hotel right here. The Rio? Well, a little bit. It's on Flamingo, on the other side of the strip on Flamingo. There's a concert there on Sunday for Andrew Yang, actually. It's free.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
If you wanted to go.
Extra money on the side.
Well, I have my other job. That's what I was sitting in here doing on my phone because I was working my other job while I'm in here.
What do you do?
You ever heard of a guy named Andrew Yang?
No, I'm not familiar.
Huh?
No, I haven't.
He's running for president.
Okay.
His main thing is he wants to give everybody $1,000 a month.
Oh, I heard. I did hear about that.
Yeah, paid for by the big tech companies.
Okay. I did hear about that. So you're doing like what?
Social media.
Social media for it? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So
I'm trying to get the word out there.
So you get paid to do like promotions, basically?
Well, I sort of do what I get. I'm self-funded. I have fundraisers and stuff.
Okay.
And things like that where people see the work that I'm doing and give me money.
Is he a Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat.
Nice.
You live here in Vegas?
Yeah, I actually live here.
My family, they live in LA, so I'm just kind of taking them to move there here till tomorrow. They've been here since Tuesday.
Well, there's going to be a primary, you know, to pick who runs. That'll be in
real soon, right?
February.
Yeah.
That's the most important time to really vote is to get them on the ballot. And after that, you know, once you get in November, that you get them elected.
How's the campaign going so far?
It's growing. I mean, our campaign's pretty much growing better and faster than any of the other campaigns. And that's with the media not wanting to talk about it. It's like MSNBC just did a poll the other day, right? And they talked about everybody except for Andrew Yang, and he ranked highest. He was ranked second if he would have been put in there, but they didn't even put him in.
Because they're trying to do the right thing. They don't want to see people do the right thing.
I mean, could you imagine if every citizen got an extra $1,000?
It would help the economy, but that's what they don't want to make everything right.
Yeah, another thing that I like, which you ever get those phone calls that are basically a computer and a robot? He wants to make those illegal.
I thought they should be illegal.
There you go. Well, they're not. He wants to make them federally illegal. That you know, call and bother somebody. At least have a human that you're giving a job to do it. You know.
Right. Just make it a job. That could be it.
Yeah. But I mean, even that's one of the biggest things is automation is taking away so many jobs. I mean, even my job. They have self-driving lift cars right now.
Those,
there's
I seen them
sitting in there, but that's just a technicality. I've talked to them a lot of times. They sit here like this, just like a passenger, or you know, literally like this, but you know, ready to grab it, but they don't touch it.
Yeah, I seen them. They're actually over by my job.
Research
I
complete.
work over at the radio station, and I guess wherever they stationed there, I see them a lot. Put it like that. So they got to be somewhere in that area. Wow. Soon they won't even need a driver to sit there.
Yeah.
I was just here all day yesterday.
So we're just going into the mall?
Actually going to the Galaxy Theater, so I think it's back entrance here, so you might want to, I was just here yesterday, we came through the backside here over there. We did the Black Friday, we broadcasted live from here.
Terabyte drive here. So like I was saying, I do a bit of the social media stuff. Would you mind if I posted it on social media talking about Andrew Yang?
Oh, no problem. Oh, no problem. Oh, there. No problem.
I always got to ask.
No problem.
I never post without actually asking.
No problem. He's doing a good thing. No problem.
Is that yours?
Yeah. No problem. What is the social media actually?
Well, I do Facebook. I do YouTube.
He has Instagram because I'm big on Instagram.
I'm not sure actually if he has Instagram.
I'll look him up on Facebook.
So a bit further around.
Go around here, all the way around to the side.
Right, this side, right. If you want to see my work, like the stuff that I do, if you go to just Google and then just type in all one word, Burke, with my name, B-U-R-K-E, and then 4, the numeral 4, and then Yang, his last name. So it's Burke 4 Yang. If you put that into Google, B-U-R-K-E, and then just a 4.
K-E, 4,
and then Yang, Y-A-N-G, all one word.
Burke for Yang?
Yeah. Yeah, and if you hit videos right there, it'll probably video picture will probably show you how they're posted.
He's like, oh, I look like an old man.
Well, not that. That's
videos.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Oh no, wait, no, that's not it. That's
B-U-R-K-E.
Yeah, it's got to all be one word there, no spaces. Yeah, you put spaces in there.
Okay.
That's where it screws it up. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, you have a blessed day.
All right, man. You too. Enjoy the movie.
Thank you.
What are y'all seeing?
They're going to see Frozen.
Huh?
Get out on this side, Kaimani.
Hey, like your sweatshirt.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that's another thing. He wants to make that federally.
It's illegal.
Yep.
Right. There you go.
All right, man. You live right next to one of the places I kind of work with. Oh, you live right next to one of the places I kind of work with.
Oh, nice. Where's that at?
Right here in the plaza. You heard of Andrew Yang? Andrew Yang. He's a Democrat running for president. His main thing or whatever is he wants to give every citizen of the United States $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, by putting a value-added tax on them, and then kind of like if you do stocks and bonds or whatever, and if they do really well, you get a dividend back. Well, since the country's making so much money on basically your technology and your information, he feels that every citizen, from the richest to the poorest, should get $1,000 a month. That's one of the main things he's running on. But yeah, his office just happens to be right there. I do some of his social media stuff.
Nice.
Well, yeah, definitely check them out.
For sure.
I have hundreds of those. No problem. Are you on social media yourself much?
I am.
Are
I
you?
do promotional modeling on the side, so
Oh,
social
okay.
media is my
Well, if you go to either Google or if you go to Facebook or Twitter or anything, but I have a hashtag, which is Burke for Yang, which is just B-R-K-E, and then the letter, the numeral 4, and then Yang, all one word. Put in just Google, everything shows up, YouTube or whatever. Now that being said, I actually do have a little series where I talk to people about Andrew Yang, hopefully usually for the first time. Would you mind if I post the footage of me talking to you about him?
Oh, I don't mind.
Okay, that's cool. Get mine behind me. Alright, well, cool, thank you. Yeah, because there's a camera right here.
Oh, great.
I have it. Driver, but I never posted it without asking.
Sector scanned.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And if you like, the office is right there.
Oh, nice.
You'll see the banner, it'll say like Andrew Yang 2020 right above, it's on the second floor. You have to go in a little bit just to play it. Yeah, they get up. If you went in there and said, some rideshare guy told me about it. Like, oh yeah, well we know who that is.
Oh, we know exactly who that is. He's right over here.
To be honest, it was a little surreal. They did an event here for Andrew Yang at the Rio a week or two ago. People were coming up to me and asking me for autographs and signatures, just because of this, stuff that I do.
Very cool.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
I think getting noticed outside of social media is always weird.
Well, to be honest, I was in the entertainment field and been in the entertainment field for 25 years. Like a producer and director and stuff, so.
I feel like everybody needs a break every once in a while from social media. I don't like getting on unless I have to. Mostly just networking.
Milestone achieved.
I know it doesn't look like much, but that's actually my dream vehicle right there.
New colonists have arrived.
You can get anywhere with that.
Pretty much. Yeah, I love how many.
Crop failure reported.
Yeah, the gas doesn't go.
Oh yeah, but like I used to have a Land Rover a long time ago, and pretty much, if you can afford a Land Rover, you can afford the gas.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of if you afford an H1, you shouldn't be complaining about the gas. All right, is there a particular one I should pull into here?
You can turn right here.
Okay.
Yep, you can turn on this side.
It has this building.
We are experiencing the greatest technological and economic shift in human history. We need a way to help millions of Americans transition through this period, and a universal basic income is the best and most efficient way to do that. Hello, I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020. I believe I have the right vision, priorities, and values to improve the lives of millions of Americans. 7 years ago, I started Venture for America to train hundreds of young entrepreneurs to build businesses in Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore, and other communities across the country. Together, we helped create thousands of jobs. But during this time, I came to realize that technology has already wiped out 4 million manufacturing jobs in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and other states. And it's about to do the same thing to people who work in retail, food service and food prep, customer service, transportation, as well as industries like insurance, accounting, medicine, and law. I saw so much over the last number of years traveling this country. What I experienced was an eye-opener to me, where I would walk through abandoned neighborhoods and boarded up businesses. I have 2 young boys, and I'm deeply concerned about the future that they're going to grow up in. If we don't change things dramatically, they're going to grow up in a country with fewer and fewer opportunities, and a handful of companies and individuals reaping the gains from new technologies, while the rest of us struggle to find opportunities and eventually lose our jobs. And it doesn't need to be that way. Under my plan, every American adult will receive $1,000 a month, free and clear, paid for by a new tax on the companies that are benefiting most from automation. If we provide a universal basic income, Americans will be able to go back to school, move for a new opportunity, start their own business, and really have their head up as they plan for the future. With your help, we can make universal basic income a reality. Join us and let's build a new kind of economy, one that puts people first.
last one was over $500,000. It adds up to $10 million over 26 years.
Yes, he's not worried too much about the freedom dividend.
I'm sorry?
I said, I guess he's not worried too much about the freedom dividend. Have you heard about that?
The freedom dividend?
Yeah.
No.
There's a guy running for president. His name's Andrew Yang. He wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies.
Ah, okay. I had heard about that guy, but I thought he was calling that the universal basic income.
Yeah, well, that's more of the technical name of it. Yeah, universal basic. He shortens it to freedom dividend. This is it.
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine was helping him campaign when he came out to Vegas, and he was at the Springs Preserve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do quite a bit of social media stuff for the campaign nowadays. Trying to introduce people to him since the media doesn't want to talk about him too much.
Yeah, I figured once he came out with that universal basic income thing that was going to be something that the elite weren't too much into. I saw him on Breakfast Club. Was it Breakfast Club?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, Breakfast Club. A while back. It was a couple months ago, at least. And I was impressed by what he had to say. For the most part. Lost down the street a little bit, but
singing with the best at the very end.
Red car on your left.
Well, like I said, I actually do a little bit of the social media stuff. And one of the things I do is basically telling people about him. Do you mind if I post it on right here? Okay. Do you mind if I post it on social media, talking about him for a second? All right, cool. Because I have a camera right here. It's already all done. I just wanted your consent. All right, cool. Let me pop the trunk for you. Have a great day, and cool.
You too.
All righty. Take your time.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
Thanks, Burke.
Thank you.
Mr. Yang.
I know what you're thinking, America. How am I still on this stage with them? Our campaign is growing all the time because we are laser focused on solving the real problems that got Donald Trump elected in the first place. I spent 7 years helping create thousands of jobs in Detroit, Baltimore, New Orleans, and other cities, serving as an ambassador of entrepreneurship under President Obama. And I saw firsthand what many of you already know. Our country is falling apart. Our senior citizens are working until the day they die. Our kids are addicted to smartphones or drugs. We're seeing record high levels of depression, suicides, overdoses. Our companies are recording record profits while our people are literally dying younger. Our way of life is changing faster than ever, and the simple fact is this: our politicians in DC succeed whether we the people succeed or fail. Washington, D.C. today is the richest city in our country. What do they produce? Bad decisions? We need to get the money out of D.C. and into your hands, the hands of the American people. Join us at yang2020.com and help us rewrite the rules of the 20th century economy to work for us.
Thank you, Senator.
Yang. This would be volume 32. This is an interesting episode. It's my first one that's going to be bilingual. I have, of course, me in English, and my passengers are actually Spanish speaking, partially bilingual. So please sit back, enjoy, watch. I do love the comments. I appreciate all the comments you guys give me. Please share the video. That really helps out. And enjoy. Thank you. He's running for president. He wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month.
What?
Paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really paying anything in taxes. So
I know.
He wants to put what's called a value-added tax on their companies. And then kind of like how stocks, where if your company makes a lot of money, you get a dividend. He wants to give every citizen in the United States $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year.
Dang. So he's running for president?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well.
Is he from here?
Oh, well, I mean, he's from New York. But
oh, he's from New York. Yang.
Yeah, Andrew Yang. I actually do a little bit of stuff with his social media stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of his hats.
Where?
The one I'm wearing. So
oh, shoot.
So it means make America think harder.
That's what's up. Este güey le hace promoción este güey. Pero sacárselos al Amazon y todos esos güeyes que no pagan taxes, güey. I'm down for that. Shit.
Well, you gotta do vote from where you live, what state?
California.
First you gotta get on the ballot for the primary,
right?
and then
Sorry, Mom.
Do you guys mind if I post it on social media talking about it? Because I actually have a camera here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's on for security. It says it on all the doors. There's a camera in the car, but I do a little thing called Rideshare for Yang, where basically I talk to people and introduce them to Andrew Yang. Usually I bring it up. I don't usually look over and see that they've already got my thing, but...
¿Dónde estaba esto?
Aquí atrás.
Oh.
So it's like a YouTube thing. Do you mind if I put it on there? Or?
I don't have a social media.
No, I'm saying I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Is it okay if I post just?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go viral.
Yep, well, some of my videos have gotten 10, 20,000 views.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have a hashtag. It's called Burke for Yang. If you look it up on Google, you'll see all my videos. There's hundreds of them. You'll see him holding my tie. Holding a picture of me and my tie. Hey. Yeah, we're sitting here talking about Andrew Yang. All right.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
Resources are low.
Thanks, Burke. Thank you.
So many different kinds of people do different things. That's what's nice about Uber and Lyft is you can do whatever you need to do.
Oh yeah. You guys ever heard of Andrew Yang?
Who?
Andrew Yang?
No.
He's a Democrat running for president. This is him. I do social media stuff for him. His
Have you heard of him? Yeah. You have?
He's like 4th or 5th in the polls right now, depending on who you ask. So.
She's big into politics.
Okay. Well, his main thing is he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month, paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, that aren't really paying much in taxes.
Okay.
He wants to put a VAT tax, a value-added tax on those companies at half the European market. And then basically think of it like stocks or something like that. And if the company does really well, you get a dividend back.
Okay.
Well, if he does it at 1 or 2%, it's enough money generated to pay every single citizen in the United States $1,000 a month. So, and that's his main thing. He has a lot of other things that are pretty cool. One of the ones that I actually kind of like is, you know those robot calls? Where he wants to make it so they can't do that anymore. He wants to make it federally illegal for robot calls. Do a lot of other things too. That's just one of the lighthearted ones that I like.
Where is he from?
New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a lawyer for a little while. Stopped that. I mean, a little while, like a few months. Stopped that. Didn't like it. Started a nonprofit called Venture for America, which is where he basically helped entrepreneurs get started and get funding and training and all that in like lower income areas.
Okay.
And he did that for quite a while. Actually got commendation by Obama, taken to the White House for it and the whole thing back in the day. And now he's with this, and he's definitely growing.
Oh. I'll have to look him up.
Please do. You know, one of the things I do, like I said, is social media stuff. And one of the things I do is sort of let people know about Andrew Yang for the first time and then post it online. Would it be okay with you if I posted this online? I won't if you say no.
Post what?
Our conversation. I actually have the camera right here for security.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. If you want to look it up later, my hashtag, do you want me to go inside here?
Yeah,
or,
it'll just go right there on the right. It'll open for you, just scoot up a little.
Hope so.
There we go.
If you go to just Google and you put the hashtag, little tic-tac-toe sign, and then Burke for Yang, all one word, no spaces. So it's B-U-R-K-E, the numeral 4, and then Yang, his last name, all one word. And you can see all I filmed a lot of his campaign and stuff, and a lot of his speeches, and even heartwarming little stuff. And got him riding a skateboard and all kinds of. You got to tell me where to go though. As far as.
God bless you.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate the information.
Oh, no problem. Please look them up. The media doesn't like talking about them, so.
I hadn't heard of him. Yeah, like I said.
Exactly. A lot of the polls, he'll be like higher, but they'll give it to somebody else. And I don't know if your mom heard, but.
Yeah, I know.
The one of Kamala Harris, she dropped out today.
Oh,
yeah.
did she?
Yeah, she dropped out today. So,
Yeah, like I said, she's the one that's all into the news and all.
Yeah, I like the news.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about, politics. Like you, many of you watching the Democratic debates, I noticed one of the candidates has been stealing my bits. I'm talking about Andrew Yang. Look what he's been doing. Last spring, I decided to give everyone in my audience free money, and then at the first debate, he announced he wants to give everybody free money. That was my idea, Yang. Maybe you think that's just a coincidence, but then a couple of weeks ago during a monologue, I filled Kristen Bell's mouth with whipped cream. Perfectly normal. I just decided to fill her mouth with whipped cream. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Literally a week later, I see this. He's filling a supporter's mouth with whipped cream. That's not a coincidence. I'm on to you, Yang. So if you're watching this, I would like an explanation, because there is no way that anything that is happening is a coincidence right now. Hi.
Hello.
Well, I guess you heard me talking about you. What are you doing here?
I'm in town for the debates that are taking place here in Los Angeles on Thursday.
Oh, okay. So you're just in the neighborhood?
Yes, just in the neighborhood. I heard my name and came running.
You just wandered into the studio? Left that door unlocked again. All right. Your fans are going to be very excited. They're called the Yang Gang, and they have been more aggressive than the Swifties people. I mean, they've been blowing up my social media. I can put a video of me and Jennifer Aniston on, and they're saying, have Andrew Yang on, and I'll put a puppy on, and they're, have Andrew Yang on.
Well, I like both Jennifer Aniston and puppies, and the Yang Gang knows this, so thank you, Yang Gang.
Yeah. All right. First things first. All right, you want to give everybody in America $1,000.
Yes.
So where's mine?
I'm working on it. Give me a little bit more than a year.
Okay. All right. So where did you get this idea from? And admit it, it was from watching my show.
The idea goes back further than either of us. Martin Luther King was fighting for this in the 1960s. But we have to make this happen for families around the country, particularly for moms and women who are doing the sort of work that my wife is doing at home with our 2 boys, one of whom is autistic.
All right. Well, you can learn more about it on the website, yang2020.com. And I believe, but you know, with the whipped cream thing, how'd that happen?
It was a dark and stormy night in New Hampshire. There was hot cocoa, there was whipped cream, and then a supporter said, Andrew, could I have some whipped cream? And I said, sure. And if a supporter asks you to do something and it seems harmless, I generally say yes.
All right. Sounds ridiculous. I think you stole it from me.
Well, no matter whose idea it was, Ellen, I think we have a gift for everyone here, which is some whipped cream for you all to take home.
Oh! Everyone's getting whipped cream.
Because everyone loves whipped cream.
Yes, everyone does. You know what? This is perfect timing because this is like a day. We just finished 12 days of giveaways yesterday. So they missed, the whole audience missed it. I know. And that was yesterday. So at least you get whipped cream. That's, yeah. And also, you're all coming back next year for one of my 12 days of giveaways.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle bells.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
The work.
So you guys like working for Amazon?
You said, do we like working out?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, it makes my feet hurt.
Yeah, that's about right.
I need to buy some cool shoes right now.
Sounds like you need the freedom dividend. You know about that? You know about the freedom dividend?
I don't think so.
Heard of it? What about you guys? You ever heard of it? Andrew Yang?
Wait, what happened?
A guy named Andrew Yang. He's running for president. And
Oh wait, I think I heard of that.
one of his main things is he wants to give every citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 a month, actually paid for by the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, and Facebook. Yeah. He's running as a Democrat. And one of the main things he wants to do is talk about the automation and how Amazon is soaking up, like, you know, a lot of mom and pop stores and so forth are closing because they can't compete with them. All that. And they basically, all the citizens should receive an additional $1,000 a month for what's paid for by those companies.
That's awesome.
That's what he wants to do if he gets elected to be president.
I didn't know Amazon was that cool. Guess I worked for the right place. Too bad it makes my feet hurt though.
Pretty soon though, you won't have a job with Amazon because I'm sure you already see like robots and all this stuff probably doing some of the jobs.
Yeah.
Like, give it another 5-10 years, not that you'd be there 5-10 years from now, but you know, the next generation won't have a job because robots and computers and all that kind of stuff can do it all. Yeah. And that's what he basically talks about. And that he wants to give basically everybody a little help by giving them an extra $1,000 a month. And I do a lot of the social media stuff. You guys on social media at all? Facebook?
Yeah.
I don't go there.
Usually when I'm on Instagram, I only look at my artist because I like art.
Oh, okay.
And I'm an artist too.
Well, see, I mean, that's the kind of thing he talks about. With an extra $1,000 a month, you could have more time to do your art.
Cool.
And so forth, and you don't have to worry about, you know, working so much just to be able to, go out and work 40, 50, 60 hours, and then at the end of the month, you're still kind of over.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about trying to be there 15 hours a week every time just to buy paints.
Pretty much, yeah.
I can just buy paints right now.
So when I do like social media stuff, where pretty much what I'm doing right now is just talk to people and tell them about Andrew Yang. If I get their permission, you can post it up on like Facebook or YouTube or stuff like that, just to let people know that Andrew Yang exists. Would you guys mind if I put it up on social media? Would you mind if I did put it up on social media? I'm just talking to you about.
We only have a few hours to get them more oxygen before they run out.
Oh,
but if people give me permission, then I usually post little conversations where we have about letting people know Andrew Yang exists, and there's a man out there trying to give you $1,000 a month.
Oh, like a podcast?
Well, not well, kind of, but I mean, I don't do it live.
Oh, you're cool with that?
I mean, it's all right.
Well, back there, we're not that great of a camera. They probably won't see you much anyways. But yeah, it's just basically just let people know that, hey, he exists. Feel free to Google him yourself, do your own research. He's got a lot of policies, about over 100 of them. Like, those robot calls where you get calls and it's a computer? He wants to make those illegal, which I'm all for. He wants to legalize marijuana federally. He wants to let everybody who got arrested for a non-violent marijuana offense, who's still in jail, to get released. Hello? And I'm on a ride share right now. Alright. So yeah, that does a lot of stuff. But mainly about how automation and Amazon and stuff are really, taking away jobs, and at the same time, even you, there's people that are packers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, real soon, robot will be able to do your stuff. They don't need breaks. They don't need to go home. They can work 24 hours, 365. Yeah. I mean, I heard this. Is it true that like if you are working there and if your productivity like slows down, that there's like a buzzer or something that goes off and tells you to work harder?
I don't know all the details.
No?
Yeah, me neither. I hear a buzzer go off, but I'm thinking that's like for something else.
Well, that's what I heard. Is that people like basically monitor you. You don't produce quick enough.
I try my best to be fast anyway, so I don't hear a buzzer.
But unfortunately, as fast as you can be, you're going to be a computer or a robot out there that'll be able to do it quicker, faster, and not get tired.
That's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, even like at the MGM here in Vegas, they have robot bartenders now.
Oh, cool.
That would be scary, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people think it's cool, because, you get to see this, grab the bottles, turn it upside down and all this kind of stuff, and prepare your drink and then hand it to you. But at the same time, they don't need a break. They can keep going and going and going. And, maybe they cost a lot. They cost like, I heard about $250,000 to put up. But after a few years of not having to pay an employee and not having to pay for medical and all that kind of stuff, yeah, to save and make money off of it.
We're going to become those angry people from Detroit become humans.
We're going to be like, those robots took our jobs.
You're right.
How old are you guys?
Took our jobs.
You guys are like, what, in your mid-20s somewhere? Or?
I'm 21.
Okay, yeah. And by the time you guys are my age, I'm in my 40s, and by the time you guys are my age, it's going to be a different world. Even the self-driving cars they have on the strip. My job doing Lyft, that'll be. have that down. They have robot trucks, which are trucks that basically drive themselves. And get this, if it gets really, really bad weather, they're having it where somebody in an office can basically beam in like a video game and drive the actual real truck on like a joystick sitting behind a desk 1,000 miles away.
Cool.
It's cool except for all the truck drivers that will lose their jobs, the people that work at the truck stops, the gas stations, the hotels, all these things that rely on the truckers to do their thing. These robot trucks, they don't need to stop to fuel. And hell, they'll probably work it out where they can fuel while they're still moving like planes.
Maybe it should be that somebody should choose whether they want a robot or a human. That way both people can keep their jobs.
Well, yeah, but as far as bosses or employers saying, in the end, it's safer, cheaper, everything is to have a robot do it. Robots don't go on strike. They don't have family issues.
And people do, though.
Yeah, people do. You guys ever voted or?
I did once.
Vote for president?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he'd still be too young, I guess. Because if you really are interested and want $1,000 a month and all that, it's a two-step process. First, you got to vote to get him on the ballot, and then you got to vote for him to actually become president.
So, when's the next president?
Well, the next time for Nevada is like it's like in the beginning of January, right around there. It's called a primary, and that's who we elect, who we want to run as a Democrat. Because there's like 10 or so running right now. You probably heard their names, like Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and all these people. Well, everybody votes between all those who are left, which will be about probably 7 or 8.
Our colonists are suffering from
And
hypothermia.
then you vote on those 7 or 8 people, and whoever wins that's who will go up against Donald Trump. And then that happens in November. So you pick who it is in like January for this state, and then you vote on who it actually will be the president in November.
No robot for president. Vote for Connor.
They have that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it on like Facebook, but they've come out now with soldiers that are basically robots. And they show the guy, like he has like a baseball bat, or like I think a baseball bat or a big hockey stick. And he's literally whacking the bejesus out of this robot and like drop kicking it, making it fall down. But as it's being drop kicked, the robot jumps up, has a gun, shoots the target, and hit the bullseye every single time. Even while somebody's sitting there slamming it with a baseball bat, the robot's still hitting the dead eye every single time. Basically saying, we don't need soldiers anymore. Robots can fight it now. And we already have it with the drones. The aircraft don't have anybody in them. They got like remote control little tanks and stuff already. And now it's the actual soldiers.
Without life, there's going to be some apples.
The apples will come from our robots.
Oh, they have robot fruit pickers already. Strawberry pickers, orange pickers, all those things, they're being done by robots. In those days, they don't need daylight to see. I mean, they can...
They're like night goggles on.
Yeah, well, yeah, like night vision. Burke, B-U-R-K-E, and then the numeral 4, and then Yang. So it's Burke 4 Yang, but all one word. Put that into Google. You'll see all my stuff from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos. If you're at all interested and like it, there's they call us the Yang Gang, people that are support Andrew Yang, and they have a local Yang Gang here in Las Vegas. Yang Gang. Oh, Yang Gang? Yeah.
Gang, 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 gang.
Turned on my screen and guess what I seen? An Asian man running for president who trying to give money to me. He talking money for free. Yeah, he's saying a G every month until the day I-D-I-E. Quit playing. Could it be that I really comprehend? Yeah, he's calling this check the freedom dividend, guaranteeing it to every American citizen. If you're 18 years or older, Yang said that it's older, cause the big winners keep winning while the rest of us lose. And it's bound to get worse unless we radically change the rules. So we exploring all our options, laying out all the tools, and we starting the movement round rewriting the rules. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, last cycle was a joke, but this time we got hope. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, I'm looking for true change, so I'm giving my vote to yeah. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, last cycle was a joke, but this time we got hope. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, I'm looking for true change, so I'm giving my vote to Yang. I believe Andrew will do what he plans to. He not just out there politicking, man, he's speaking straight truth. He got a grasp on reality with progressive policies. In the Yang Gang, no other supporters will go as hard as me. Longer than long shot, that's where they projected us. Now we're outperforming way beyond where they expected us. Even though the media continues to reject us, let's get them in the office so history will respect us. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, last cycle was a joke, but this time we got hope. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, I'm looking for true change, so I'm giving my vote to yeah. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, last cycle was a joke, but this time we got hope. This time around, I'ma cast my vote. See, I'm looking for true change, so I'm giving my vote to Yang.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
Thanks, Burke.
Thank you.
We should explore ideas like universal basic income to make sure that everyone has a cushion to try new ideas.
We will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
We're going to have to consider new ways of thinking about these problems, like a universal income.
Yo, there's no place to hide now that he's arrived. I'm saying he ain't playing now with this campaign. Bang, dang, it's and Drew, come roll with the Yang Gang. He's the one I'm endorsing. His style is awesome. Taking donations, whatever size the portion. If not, volunteer your time instead. Grassroots won't stop at the polls till he's ahead. Some say, who is that? Hey, yo, the newest cat. Other candidates go home feeling super whack. Yeah, they all done. Humanity's first. Yes, that's the slogan. 2020, here we come. Drop your ballot at the booth just to prove he makes moves. And guess what? Everybody gets $1,000. Studies show it's bound to help economy, making sure we all eat, not just the wealthy. Now I must confess, the country's a mess. God bless us all, it's all just a test. Why not nominate the king of debates? Yeah, it's true with the crew winning both state to state. Each term 4 years, careful who you get stuck with. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with. Not many politicians can really be trusted. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with.
You know, believe it or not, but I'm probably one of the main reasons why marijuana is legal in Nevada.
Funding received.
I appreciate it, hell bad.
Well, no, I worked on the petition gathering signatures from the very beginning until the very end. And at the end, they said that they did the math, and if everything else had been the same, but the signatures that I'd collected had not been collected, there would not have been enough signatures to put it on the ballot.
Yeah, to be honest, I heard about that. I mean, it took a while for us to push it. I just see it already backing up, so yeah. That's the best chance I ever took. That's the best chance I ever took.
Well, hopefully now they're gonna, legalize it federally.
A lot of states are doing it right now too.
Have you heard of a guy named Andrew Yang? He's a Democrat, and one of his main things is he wants to legalize marijuana federally. Plus, he also wants to give every citizen a $1,000 a month.
Salary, yeah.
That's called the freedom dividend. And he basically wants to give every citizen $1,000 a month paid for by the big tech companies.
I heard exactly this guy. I heard this guy on Reddit.
All right, cool.
Facebook, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he can push like that, but you gotta trust somebody once in a while.
Well, I mean, if he gets enough supporters and enough people, then, he can get it.
Hey, this is smart slogan too. $1,000 a month, and he put his picture on a $1,000 bill.
Yeah, I used to have one of the other ones, but I guess I gave them all away. Yeah, I actually work a little bit with his campaign, doing social media stuff.
Yeah, I want to do something like that too. I want to push my agenda towards a certain group. I think it might be worth it.
Well, join the Yang Gang, the Las Vegas Yang Gang.
Yang Gang, damn.
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's what we're called, the Yang Gang. You know we're neighbors, right? No, me and you were neighbors. I live right, like 1 street away from you.
Oh, man.
Literally.
This thing feels better now. I feel more safer.
No, I live right off of Comanche.
Yeah, I joined the online neighborhood watch thing, the neighborhood online thing. Mm-hmm. I know I got like 4 people on my street who joined up. I haven't talked to nobody else. That's cool though. You linked up to them.
Well, yeah, definitely. Check them out. One of the things I do is I post up on social media about just telling people about them. Do you mind if I put it up there that I gave you that little card?
Yes, sir.
That's okay? So I'm turning right here, right?
Yeah, the thing is left. It's actually to your left with the big white truck.
Okay, so it's right here?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
It's actually crazy because everything got picked up here, that same vehicle that we passed up, been there, parked there the last 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Alright, man. Well, yeah, definitely Google the Vegas Yang Gang.
Make sure I'm gonna screenshot your name. That's that's cool.
Well, here I can show you if you want to see it. I'll show you on.
If you got 2 more cars, it'd be nice.
But as far as the best way to see a lot of my stuff is on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel.
Can I take a picture of it?
Sure. There you go. Cool. Yeah, but join my YouTube channel, and then this is what I was talking about, where I just talked how I did with you, talking to people about.
The HBO show, fucking Ram Taxi.
Yeah, pretty much. Same kind of thing. You're on it now.
That's OG.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hey, man.
Have a good night.
Be safe.
You too. All righty. You guys just missed it all, but I just yanked somebody in my ride share for Yang. Oh, well, maybe I should have, but yeah. Well, you can see it on the episode. I basically talked the guy into, at the end, he took a picture of my phone and he's going to join the Vegas Yang Gang. You think that $1,000 a month is just the way to go. And it's funny, he literally lives like a 16th of a mile from my house. I'm like at my house now. That's funny.
There's no place to hide now that he's arrived. I'm saying he ain't playing now with this campaign. Bang, dang, it's and Drew, come roll with the Yang Gang. He's the one I'm endorsing. His style is awesome. Taking donations, whatever size the portion. If not, volunteer your time instead. Grassroots won't stop at the polls till he's ahead. Some say, who is that? Hey, yo, the newest cat. Other candidates go home feeling super whack. Yeah, they all done. Humanity first, that's the slogan. 2020, here we come. Drop your ballot at the booth just to prove he makes moves. And guess what? Everybody gets $1,000. Studies show it's bound to help economy, making sure we all eat, not just the wealthy. Now I must confess, the country's a mess. God bless us all, it's all just a test. Why not nominate the king of debates? Yeah, it's true with the crew winning both state to state. Each term 4 years, careful who you get stuck with. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with. Not many politicians can really be trusted. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with. Yeah.
Social Security is a lifeline, but millions of seniors have to keep working just to get by. I'm Andrew Yang and I approve this message. My proposal, give every American 18 years or older $1,000 a month. That's in addition to current Social Security.
Taking the stage in MacArthur Park Monday night, it became clear that 44-year-old businessman Andrew Yang isn't like any other Democratic candidate in the 2020 race. And that's something his supporters say will help him beat Trump.
I think Yang's an interesting candidate in the sense that he's not getting as much media coverage as I think he deserves.
He's getting ignored for some weird reason, and there's lots of Democrats who are like, no, we like this guy.
Look, I'm done underestimating the guy. There's a lot of senators that he's outraised that we all thought would be in a higher tier.
Such a fascinating dynamic.
No one knew who this guy was at the start of the year. Absolutely no one. Now he's qualified for the fifth debate. He raised $10 million.
Last fall, when Yang announced his run for president, those who even noticed thought it was laughable. But with Yang raising millions, packing rallies, polling among the top 10, and qualifying for every debate, no one's laughing at Yang's candidacy anymore.
The main reason I'm running to try and solve the biggest problems of our time, I genuinely didn't think I had 5 to 10 years climbing the ladder to wait. Politicians are not up to the task of actually solving the challenges of the 21st century because most of them barely understand the challenges of the 21st century. The numbers say that you have a 50-50 chance of doing better than your parents if you're born in the 90s. And that was 93% if you were born in the 40s or 50s. So the American dream is dying by the numbers, and Americans know it. Our educational system is built to send people into an industrial era type of economy that doesn't really exist and hasn't existed for years. 94% of the new jobs created in the US are gig, temporary, or contractor jobs at this point, and we still just pretend it's the 70s where it's like, you're gonna work for a company. It's one reason why people have this sinking sense of despair. There are a lot of Americans who've lost faith in our government in DC to solve the problems that they're experiencing in their lives. I think most politicians have been sold on the fact the American people don't want to hear hard truths, and I think that's wrong. They want solutions, not happy sound bites. We need to catch politics up to the true problems of this era. It's going to take a campaign like mine that's an outsider campaign, a non-politician, completely funded by the people, $26 a pop, actually shaking things up and saying, look, we can do things differently.
I started this campaign because I knew the machinery was weak. I knew the institutions were on their last legs, but it's even worse than I thought. This is a revolution of humanity, the revolution of reason. This is we're tired of the infighting, the nonsense, the solutions that will not touch our lives. Instead, we're going to bring it back to us, bring the power back to us, make things start working for us. Then it's time for this country to take back our government, am I right? It's like a game of rock, paper, scissors. And if Donald Trump's the scissors, I'm the fucking rock.
it just shows how much of an appetite there is for someone who's completely out of the Washington space and who's talking in a different language.
Yang is one of a few politicians, and you know who they are, who have dared to tell the truth. And it turns out the American people are ready to hear it.
The picture that the data paints is quite clear and dark and dystopian. And our politicians don't have a real interest in flipping the rock over and seeing what's underneath. You have to reckon with the fact that tens of millions of Americans were so desperate that they were willing to roll the dice on a narcissist reality TV star as our president. That is the reality. We have to own that reality and face it and figure out, okay, our circumstances were so bleak that burning the house down with the narcissist reality TV star was the direction to go in. Then what do we do about those underlying trends and causes? If we can solve those problems and I'm not the president, I will be thrilled. We need to evolve to an economy that actually works for us, for human beings. Now we're on right now a path to self-destruction, really, because if your GDP is going up and your life expectancy is going down, that's not the ride you want to be on. Unfortunately, our political conversations have degenerated. We need to actually start looking at the problems on the ground. Everyone senses I'm not ideological. I'm just trying to solve the problems. I'm just trying to do it for the people. But I think we can hopefully change the culture. Now, it's a very tall order. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I think we can do it if enough of us get together and say, look, we're sick and tired of politics as usual, and we're willing to take a chance on the Asian man who wants to give everyone money.
Country, if we had the one man, and it's really not that big a situation. You know, people say, well, what could anybody do as president? The one man could turn this country around. The one proper president could turn this country around. I firmly believe that.
Right. He said they work for Tyson.
Mike Tyson's like weed company.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
and it's
that's
like the
part
that he said they're doing like $1 million a month or something in Vegas.
They wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for me. I'm the reason why marijuana is legal in Nevada.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's what I was told. I worked on the petition, gathering signatures from the very beginning to the very end.
Oh,
and,
awesome.
And at the very end, they said that they did the math, and if everything else had gone the same, but the signatures that I had collected had not been collected, they would not have had enough signatures to put it on the ballot.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
I worked on it for about 8-9 hours a day, 6 days a week for about 6 months.
Damn.
From the time it opened to the time it closed, sitting in front of the DMV.
Oh, you went in front of the DMV.
You're only allowed to idea. Well, you're only allowed to petition in certain places in Nevada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of places you can petition anywhere, trying to grocery stores, whatever.
Right.
Not in Nevada.
Huh.
Nevada is only in state or federal offices or the only places. I mean, if a store allows you to, then you can.
Right.
But
the DMV can't like kick you out.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Well, I was there when they opened the shops on the first day, so thank you, my friend. I appreciate all the work you did.
Well, at first I did it for love, but at the end I was doing it for money.
Hey, I mean, you can do it for both.
In the beginning, they would pay me 50 cents a signature. At the end, they paid me $5 a signature.
Wow, holy crap.
And at the end, I was collecting 100 to 150 signatures a day.
Holy crap.
Raking it
Who was paying you?
I mean, the people that wanted marijuana to be legalized. I mean, there was a pact formed for it. I mean, who actually overstood it, I don't know. With a check. I mean, when you get into anything over $3 a signatures, the professional petitioners come from all over the country and swamp.
Okay.
Because you can make a great living just
those
being
are
a
like
professional petitioner.
pros.
Right. You know, I've actually done that. And I've worked in other places like California and places like
California, there's tons of them.
Oh yeah, California's great. The manager of a store walks out and says you have to leave, and you say no.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if a cop comes up and says you have to leave, you say, I need a supervisor because you don't know what you're talking about. And I've had that. I've had to sit there through a sergeant, and then a lieutenant came out, and the lieutenant said, you know, this guy's right.
That's awesome.
I was like, either arrest me or, you know, I know what the laws are.
Right.
And after the lieutenant came out, he's like, no, this guy can do what he wants.
Right.
Just, you know, and he's even in the right area. So we can't, like, lock the door.
Right.
But
were, like, the anti-marijuana people, like, offended when you were...
No, it wasn't that. It was just...
Yeah,
I mean... There's people that are for it and
Building
against
a new
it
home
all
on
over
an
the place.
alien world.
I mean, I actually kind of working with politics right now, and the guy that I'm working with, he wants to legalize marijuana federally.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Andrew Yang?
Yeah, of course.
Well, good. Well, I mean, it's great that you say of course, but I'd say about 8 out of the 10 people that are in my car have never heard his name.
I mean, I watched the debates and I thought he was great. I liked him a lot and I liked his ideas, and, you know, I don't think he's going to win, but my guy Bernie isn't going to win either, so, you know, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's who Andrew was supporting last time, was Bernie.
That's right.
So. Well, I hope he does. I do a lot of social media stuff for his campaign.
I think he's a really good speaker.
He is.
Like, he's not like, he doesn't talk like Obama, like a lot of fancy stuff, but I think he addresses, like, he talks about complicated things in a way that people can understand. And I don't think a lot of the other candidates do that.
No, and it's actually kind of funny. A lot of the other candidates are starting to use his talking points, and saying his thing.
That's
It's like, oh, okay. First you wouldn't listen to him, now you want to talk like him. Okay.
What was his company?
Venture for America.
And it was like venture capital?
Well, what it was is they helped out entrepreneurs in low-income areas to basically get funding, training,
That's how he made
support.
most of his money?
Well, yeah, that's how he got. That's the company that did got kind of big. I mean, he first started as a lawyer, didn't like that. Started one or two other things. Didn't work out well, and then he went into Venture for America, and that, from what I understand, is still running to this day.
Yeah.
Obviously, he stepped down because he's running for president, but. You know, it is good to hear people that at least heard his name. You'd be surprised how many people that, you know.
I liked him a lot. Very unpretentious, good speaker. I agreed with most of his, you know, ideas, and he wasn't afraid to, you know, like the $1,000 thing. He's not afraid to do stuff that, you know, is unconventional, but it's a two-party system, and
sector scanned, anomaly found.
It's hard to get from where he's at, or where anyone's at, to be Joe Biden, right?
He's dropping them.
I know. I mean, I'm still hopeful, but I think it's going to be him.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean...
This area. No, it's apartments up there.
Oh yeah, there's a hotel.
Something. Oh. I've driven by this. I don't know how many times. Never really noticed.
Yeah.
Now, like I mentioned real quick, I did some of the social media stuff. Would you guys mind if I put it on YouTube or whatever? I was just talking about Andrew Yang for a second.
I don't really want to do that.
Okay, no
I
problem.
don't mind like maybe the audio or something. I just don't want
This is good here.
Okay. But the audio's okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, maybe I'll try that. I've never done that before.
Just
We'll
leave out
see,
the
yeah.
marijuana shit.
Hey, it's legal, man. All right, man. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Gang, gang. 2022. Gang, gang. 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah. I want 1,000 a month, 1,000 a month. I want 1,000 a month, 1,000 a month. Let's get this bread. Freedom dividend. Are all y'all paying attention? Automation gonna sweep the nation unless we get him in. Andrew Yang 2020 freedom dividend. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. First we get this money, then on 420, he gonna give some high fives to some.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
Thanks, Burke.
Thank you.